Hi, Fashion Dolls. It is Thankful Thursday, July 10th, and welcome to an all new episode of Style by Stevie. Our very special guest today is one of the newest cast members of Real Life ATL, and the show will be premiering July 15th. So, joining me today, we have the beautiful Mesha Robinson, and I'm super excited to have her in the dollhouse with me. Hi, Jason. Hi, Real Life and Philanthropy. Hi, everybody. Hi, hi, hi. How's everybody doing? I had to come and spread some of my sunshine. How are y'all feeling? Yesterday I had black hair. I'm back to blonde today, as y'all can see, and the heavens have just kissed the face, honey. So a very special thank you to Melanie and Alamai Bridges for making sure that we are fabulous and looking great today. I'm glowing extra all over, and I hope you are as well too at home. Shout outs to my colleague Alvin Tit and Tat, this for that, this and that. Make sure you guys go and check out the panel that we did. So without further ado, let's welcome our absolutely gorgeous special guest to the dollhouse as we get into the things. Mesha Robinson.
Hello, how are you?
I'm doing wonderful, gorgeous. How are you?
Just getting off work, but I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing fabulous. It is such a pleasure to meet you and have you here.
Same here. Thank you so much.
You are so welcome. So before we kick off this interview, how has 2025 been for you so far, beautiful?
I broke my engagement ring.
Oh,
So, but other than that, it's been good. I can't complain. It's been an amazing 2025. Besides the Trump stuff, but
oh,
besides
we
that,
get
it's
into
been
that,
good.
girl. We gonna get into that because I'm gonna wear his ass out. I've been wearing him out throughout this week. My colleague Alvin will tell y'all. But other than that, how have you been managing? Because I know it's a lot for us girls in the community to take everything in that this administration is rolling back that is harmful to us as Black trans women. How have you been managing, Misha?
I'm not. I'm scared. Honestly, I'm terrified. I'm
I got
ter-
you,
I,
girl.
like
I
I'm
got you.
terrified. I feel like I'm in a foreign land. I am terrified. I, I, there's no other words that I could say, but I am literally terrified. Like I feel like if I do something that like get into an altercation with somebody, I will be treated like my born on sex, if that makes sense.
Got
I
you.
feel like I feel like I won't be treated as how I present myself to the world. I feel like I will be treated like what my birth certificate says.
And you know what? I'm pretty sure you know our girl. You know who I'm gonna drop her name, and I love her to death. We know her. T.S. Madison has been talking about this. Shout outs to her on her platform as well too. In Texas, they're now trying to make it a crime, and we know that Malaysia Booker lost her life there,
Yeah.
who is a trans woman.
Yeah.
So it's like these policies are harmful to us. He ran his campaign off of hate and bigotry. So,
Yeah.
Misha, you're not alone. I got your back, girl. And there's
Thank you.
plenty of other Black trans women out here. We have to be in community
We
because
have to. We have to.
more than
We have.
ever,
Yeah. We have to leave all that. Her breasts are bigger than mine. Her work is better. We have to put that aside and band together and fight together. Because if one falls, we all fall.
absolutely. And we're
Yeah.
seeing the effects of the policies that this administration is putting into place, like you're banning us out of sports. He ran his campaign off of it's the trans. We're going to take them. They're using the bathrooms. No, it's not us that's doing these things that are
Right.
taking your 401k plans. that are taking away your Social Security, your pension,
Yeah.
that is just passed this bill that is harmful to each and every one of us, this big, ugly bill, because there's nothing beautiful about it.
About
Nothing. This is going to hurt so many people in red states. And you're one of the newest cast members of Real Life ATL. You're in Georgia, and we'll
yes.
get into that. Uh, I'm in South Carolina, and we know that we have reps who are in our districts, like Marjorie Taylor Greene. I have
Yes.
Tim Scott and Lindsey Graham down
Hmm.
here in South Carolina, and Nancy Mace also, who is utterly transphobic. Before she was for trans people and LGBT people, and now she sort of just jumped ship and joined along with the rest to follow along with all of those who are supporting this man and his administration. We're going to keep it a buck. This is to erase. When I seen that Stonewall, and I
Yeah.
know you know Marsha P. Johnson, Misha.
I do. I
When I
do.
seen that they wanted to take the T off of Stonewall, I'm like, why?
Yeah.
Queer people have been here. We have been the focal point. We have been the ones out here on the front lines fighting as well too. So you
Right.
cannot erase our lineage. You cannot erase our history. And that was something that our girl T.S. Madison said that they try to do is they try to other us. As you said, when you break the law and you're just defending yourself,
Yeah.
you're defending yourself because at and I'm looking at the stats right here. I didn't want to dive into this heavily, but Misha got me going, y'all. Uh, this is the full report, and this comes from glad.org.
Hmm.
Between May 1st, 2024, and May 5th, 2025, at the alert desk, it tracked 932 anti LGBTQIA plus incidents in 49 United States and the District of Columbia, the equivalent to 2.5 incidents per day. 52% of all incidents were also specifically targeting transgender and gender nonconforming people. So it's all parts of the community that is getting attacked, that is losing their lives. And as Misha just stated here, when we try to defend ourselves, we will be treated as what we were born as. And that's not
Yeah.
right. That's not
That's
right at
not.
all.
And then
Nobody.
I also do like a journalism type of situation show on the same network,
Yes.
and with my co-host Dante and another co-host Jamie. Um, I try to always make it a pivotal point to make because one of them is Republican. Dante is a Republican, and I am trying my best to show him that we were just the blanket statement. They're going to attack you as well. We were just the blanket statement, because they didn't want they don't want none of us. They don't want
Not
none
at
of
all.
us. And I'm trying to make him understand, and I hope he does. Trans was just the blanket. Once they remove that blanket, you're the sheet, and the mattress it's the whole bed, And I'm trying to make him understand, if you can stand for us, because you're in the house with them. They pass the bills on your desk. You see them and read them before the public does. So if you can, please help us. Help us. I'm terrified. I'm serious. I am scared. I am literally scared. I try my best. My fiance, he loves to look at the news, and I'm like, I can't. I just
It's
can't.
I understand. It's scary times we're living in, and even with
It
me, with
is.
both of us being at the forefront as Black trans women, T.S. Madison as well too. I don't know if
Right.
you've seen the interview she did with Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett,
I
but
didn't.
she was saying that is her Outlaws podcast. Make sure y'all go and check it out. And she said, "I'm scared for you." And Jasmine told her the same thing. We're both Black women. We're both Black women, and we occupy that space of Black women. And it's a tax on both of us, no matter what position you're in, no matter
It,
what party you choose to represent. In
right.
some sort of way, they will come after you.
Yeah.
So you can be a part of them and a part of our community. There was one who was a part of the community. I can't remember his Rob Smith online, who was a
Okay.
Trump supporter, black Trump supporter, and he's also a part of the LGBTQIA plus community. So
Hmm.
no matter what part of the political party that you are on, this man is going to come after you,
He's coming after
no matter
you.
what part.
Right. Because first of all, it's the black is what catches his eye, and the gay and trans is what makes him really zone in. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't want any blacks, period. And since he can't get rid of the blacks, he's trying to target the gays. In my view, he's trying to target the gays because they so think everybody is gay. They so think everybody wants to be trans or is trans, and that's just not true. And I'm terrified. I am, and my husband is from another country, and he is like, where can we go? Because they don't want us over there. They're trying to eradicate us over here. So where do we go? Because I'm the type of person, I believe that I am trans. I live a trans life, but I
Yeah.
also know that when the world sees me and my husband, they see a gay man. They see two gay men, if that makes sense. And
And we will get into that too, because there was a whole conversation. Tit for tat, this and that. Alvin will tell y'all. It was a woman, and shout outs to my colleague, Conscious TV. He did a panel, and
mhm,
I'm pretty sure you've seen the whole situation with Angela Stanton, who is a
okay,
Trump supporter, threatening T.S. Madison to unalive her. And Madison had every single right to reply back the way she did. She
right,
disrespected her mother. And it was a woman who came up on the panel and she said, I just don't want biological men playing in women's sports. Let me ask the audience a question. When you see me and Mesha, or T.S. Madison, or any of the other girls, Hope Giselle, who's another one,
right,
Laverne Cox, when you see any
yes.
of the other girls, do y'all see men when we come into the room?
You know what? I want to answer that. I think they do. I don't think they will ever respect us. I love you too, Jamarco. I don't think they ever will respect us as what we truly in our hearts and in our minds and our souls believe that
Yeah,
we are, because they don't want to understand it. They don't want to understand it. And when they don't, when something is not, because we're not abrasive, if that makes sense.
yeah,
We're not so abrasive. If you say go the other way, we go the other way. You know, and I think that's what T.S. Madison is trying to stand for. Sometimes we just can't go the other way. Sometimes we have to stand and fight. Sometimes we have
exactly.
to put our 10 toes in the sand and say, "Don't push me. I'm not going anywhere." And now in 2025, that's what we're doing. See, in previous years, they would take us to jail for crime against nature charges, or take us to jail for charges that we probably didn't even do, and we didn't have voices to fight. So now we have video phones and camera phones. So we're taking a stand with those little small devices, and now they can't just get away with it like they were getting away with it back then. So it's kind of different now. So with it being different, you kind of have to somewhat tolerate me. You don't have to respect me 100%, but you have to tolerate me. I can't just come into a gas station and you just flat out say, I don't want to serve you because you're gay. You probably would say, well, I'm closing my drawer down, or it's the next person's shift. You have to give me an excuse for being disrespectful, if that makes sense. So I think that's where we're at now. We have to take a stand, and I am with T.S. Madison, and she said this a couple years ago. Ladies, go get you a firearm. Go get you a firearm. Go the legal way and get you a firearm, because they're not going to take, oh, this is a girl. Oh, wait, it looks like a girl. They're not going to feel sorry for you when they clock you. You know, they want to unalive you. And when they unalive you, they can say, "Oh, I didn't know," or like so many cases, so many girls have been killed. I didn't know, and then you go back in the history of their phones or the guy's phone or whatever, and you've had sex with this person several times. You've been to the movies with this person several times. This person has ridden in the car with you several times. And now you say since you unalive them because you fell in love with them or whatever, or somebody's seen y'all or whatever the case may be, and you unalive them, I didn't know. That's not working for me anymore. I don't know it's not working for me anymore. That's going to be my defense. Oh, I didn't know my gun was loaded.
That
That's
and
going to be
you
my
know what?
defense.
Oh you know that was, and then another thing they do, Misha, is they gaslight. They'll say, well, you know that was a man. They'll get right in the comments of the shade room. If
Yeah,
not the shade room, they do it to neighborhood talk. So my love, I understand what you are
yeah,
saying. Where I can't watch the news, I can't look at the
I
comments. I
can.
never go to my comments. Alvin will tell you, and I'm picking on Alvin because we all so close. We have something called the short stack revolution, where we talk about issues like this and we stand up for everybody in the
Right.
community. We don't exclude anybody in the
I have a question about
LGBTQIA.
that too. I have a question about that
Yeah.
too.
Uh, that's what they do. Is they'll gaslight and they say, well, you know that was a man. They shouldn't have been trying to trick you and whoop de whoop de whoop. Nobody deserves to lose their life for existing and living and walking in their truth. And if
Exactly.
me walking and living and breathing in my truth makes you insecure, that
It's
is
a
a you
problem with
problem,
you. That's
not
your
a me
problem,
problem.
not mine. Exactly. Exactly.
You'd rather
And
hide me. They look at us as
yeah,
sometimes as a fetish.
or taboo. Yeah. Yeah. And that's why Misha, I I live my life as a woman. I cook as a woman. I clean. I do everything as a woman. But I also tell my husband and past lovers, the world looks at this as a gay, mentally confused relationship.
Yeah.
So you have to be strong enough to know and be secure with your relationship with God first and your relationship with me third. Because you have to have a relationship with God first, yourself second, and me third. You cannot just jump in the bed with me. Oh, I love you. Let's go to the moon together, and not think that while we're traveling to the moon, people are not going to say, oh, that, and they may even say that's too pretty to be a woman, or she's too well put together to be a woman, or the stares or the nods of their friends or whatever. And you have to be capable and honest with yourself to say, I see it, but I don't see it. I'm happy over here, you know. And it's just hard right now. It's just hard.
I kind of laughed a little bit, Nisha, when you said that because let me tell you what I get when I go out. I get the stares from men and women. I'm literally sitting in the doctor's office now,
Yeah,
and I could be going in there to get a checkup, make sure everything is good, or get my allergy shots. And I'm looking through a magazine, and it's so hilarious. I'm keying on the inside because I know that a set of eyes are watching me. And I think because my nails are so long, I'm 5'7", so I come in as I am,
right.
and they will instantly be like,
Yeah,
but you know what? There are women, biological women, who have actually been questioned about their gender as well too, if they are a man or woman. Grace Jones, who was a fashion icon, she was androgynous because people couldn't tell. She was like, okay,
right.
she's very masculine looking, but that's for us dark skinned girls. That's what we get, and
Of
that's another
course,
thing
yes.
Madison touched on as
Yes,
well too.
that's a dark
Darker
skinned girl
skin is
thing. Yeah,
looked as masculine. Whereas
right,
lighter skin, you're more desirable. If you look like an Amaya Scott or like a Laverne
right,
Cox,
right,
that is more accepting the beauty standards. Because you are get exactly, Alvin, exactly. But I don't mind it. I don't mind the stares. But what I do mind is if you try to harm me. I don't mind it. I love the compliments. I get compliments and I just get people tapping or coming to sit next to me when they
right,
see me. But I still kind of have my guard up and be realistic, like, okay, this is the real world. My sisters are losing their lives. Like down here in South Carolina, Orangeburg, South Carolina, to be exact. And I'm pretty sure you've seen this story, Misha. There was a black trans woman by the name of Regina Brown.
Hmm.
talented hairstylist. And I remember going to her to let her color my hair. And here I am a few years later. I went to go visit her and chat with her and catch up. I'm in beauty school myself. Thank you. I've got my license and everything, girl. That's way overdue. But I remember going back to visit her and talk with her, and we was talking about the story when she colored my hair and everything. And that was the last conversation I had with her. I didn't find out until I read the papers that she lost her life in a mysterious fire. Now I know there wasn't no mysterious fires, but her name is Regina Brown. The story's out there. I need everybody to go and look it up. Black
Please
trans
go.
woman in South Carolina. You got Ty Underwood. And her case was nationwide. We seen it.
Right.
Ty Underwood. And it's Nina Pop is another black trans woman who lost her life. Do y'all remember the video of the black trans woman? How T.S. Madison came up with I'm black, bitch, I'm black was because a black trans woman was beat up. And people sat around, like Mesha just said, we're now in a day and age where it's about technology.
Right.
This captures everything. And if
Yes.
you try to erase it, it's still there forever.
And forever.
They videotaped this thing, Mesha, and sat around as this woman got beat up and attacked because they found out that she was trans. And that trans woman was Iana Dior. She's still alive, praise the Lord. But there are some other black trans women who have not made it
Who
out
didn't make it
alive,
right? Who didn't make it?
like
And
Malaysia Booker.
yeah. And I want our gay men to know, our masculine gay men to know, we didn't leave the community because I know some trans women have left the community, you know, for the gay men that are in the community and that love us. We didn't leave because we wanted to. We left because we were
No,
pushed out. We were pushed out. And for the ones that stuck with us and look back and they were like, well, yeah, I did see a little bit of the community not respecting their choice or not respecting their choice. It's just about a choice. It's just our choice. And I want our gay men to stand with us because it's so many of them that don't understand the plight that we go through. And we were the ones that knocked the door down for you to be comfortable with who you are, for you to be comfortable to walk with your hoochie daddy shorts on in public. It was us that did that. You know, it was us. And our gay men need to stand up and stick with us. And I'm talking about from the White House to the crack house. I need y'all to stand with us because we need y'all because they're attacking us. They have targets on our backs. You know, stand with us.
this whole administration, and I couldn't have said it better, Misha, that's what I've been saying as well too. And now what I'm seeing is other black men in the LGBTQ community hold other black men in the queer community accountable and say, like,
Right.
you could have stepped in. Why are y'all not protecting your trans sisters? And this is what T.S. Madison always say. I reference her because Madison is a cultural icon
Yes, and
all
she's the
along.
voice for us right now. She's our
Yes,
voice on a bigger platform right now, you know. And she's not a type of girl. She's not a type of girl that picks and chooses who she stands for. She stands for all of us, whether you hate her or you do, whether you love her or you don't. She stands for all of us. Now, your personal opinion of her is your personal opinion, but she stands for you. She stands in the gap for you.
and she's
It's just
able to move. She's able to move in those spaces that me and Misha wouldn't
are
have the
trying to
luxury.
move in, right?
Yeah. I mean, I'm partially there, but I'm not on a level like Madison. Madison has got Emmys. I mean, she's on Drag Race.
We
She's on
we gonna we gonna get there,
everything.
girl.
She's
We gonna get there. We
everywhere.
gonna get there.
We
We
get
gonna get
there,
there.
girl.
We gonna get there. We
But
gonna get there.
this is what we're saying. We need more of y'all to stand up for us
Please
because
stand
you
up
got
for us.
biological black women and black trans women who are on the front lines out here, like Hope Giselle, like Ashley Preston, like T.S. Madison, Laverne Cox is one.
Yes.
And there's so many others that will be right there with you.
Hmm.
So don't forget. us. That's what we're saying.
And
We're fighting
and
for you.
yeah,
Fight
and
for us.
another thing, I want all of us, even myself, reach back, pass, pass that baton to the girl behind you. You know,
Yes,
because none of us made it here alone. Not one of us. If we have one follower or a million followers, none of us have made it here alone. Not one of us. So pass that baton back. Reach one, teach one. You know,
absolutely. And inspire the next generation.
please do.
Inspire
Please.
the ones that are coming after you. Madison said she had a mentor and her friend, she lost her friend, TSE, and her friend taught her about the
Yeah,
game. A lot of trans women have to resort to X work
right.
because that's the only option. That's the only result that they know to make
Been
money
there,
because
done that. Been there for years. Been there, so I can't judge anybody. I've been there. I've been
and,
there.
and they have trans women have to do it as a means for
You
survival
had to
because these
because
institutions will not
you
hire us
had
in them.
to. In the '90s, they were not giving. I'm an old girl, but and I'm from New Orleans. They wasn't giving you a job, especially a job with any clout. You know, you wasn't getting a job. You know, and if you did have a job, it wasn't cutting it for your lifestyle. You know, Burger King wasn't paying, CNA work wasn't paying, sitting work, all that stuff wasn't, it still doesn't pay. You know what I'm saying? And for the lifestyle that you want, you had to make ends meet. And sorry, point, 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 point. You had to do what you had to do. You know, and I'm not ashamed of my journey. I will never be ashamed of my journey. It is what it is, and it was what it was.
Don't. And Madison has shared her story too. Remember, she worked at a phone company and they gave her hell there. And Madison got a one up on him.
Yeah,
She got a one up on him. That's how you do the game. You make your money. You do what you got to do. We shouldn't be judging or passing judgment on anybody who is trying to
yeah,
make a means to an end for themselves, especially in
right.
these times when this administration just passed the biggest bill in history, in American history, that will cut our health care, cut gender affirming care, or anything else to help the LGBTQ community.
It's
HIV research, all of that, they have cut it. All of the programs that are there to help us as Black people in this country, they want Black people to suffer. And as Mesha
of
just said
course.
in the beginning, it is about the erasure of anything that is Black, anything that is LGBT, anything that is disabled, anything that is Jewish, anything that any marginalized group, but
There
mainly Black. Black is mainly been the target. This
and
whole
and
administration is
and
racist.
this country was built off the backs of us.
Hello.
The White House should be called the Black House. We built it from ground up. I just don't get I just don't get how somebody can put on their three-piece suit and go into a voting booth and vote for this man. This man told you what he was going to do before he told you what he was going to do. And I seen a clip of him, I think in 2016, saying that it was okay for trans people to go into female restrooms as long as I'm like, I know this is not the same person. He said they used oh my God, what's her name? Khloe Kardashian's stepdad.
Bruce,
Um,
Caitlin.
they used Caitlyn as a reference, and they asked him, "Are you okay with Caitlyn Jenner going into Trump Towers using the female bathroom, knowing that she is trans?" He said, "Yes, as long as she goes in the bathroom and does what she has to do, I have no problem with it." Now, 10 years later, you changed your story. You feel that bad. You feel that bad about him. Like, what changed your mind? And the thing is, when they have conferences in DC, Jack goes viral. So many of those congressmen and senators are on Jack looking for gay play.
Grinder,
So what's going
Alvin.
on? So what is going on? Like what is going
Well, we're in an age of exposure. Mesha. So I'm smiling because I know what's coming next. If somehow some of these mysterious text messages and things on Grindr go viral for some reason, we know why. And some of y'all are against the LGBTQ plus community, but y'all are the main ones that be undercover, sneaking in our DMs, messaging us. What's done in the dark will come to the light.
Eventually.
Republicans are the biggest hypocrites there is.
Yeah.
But you want to beat us with the Bible. You want to ram the Bible down our throats. You want to prosecute us for living and existing. We're not doing anything but saying, hey, we're here, we exist. We're doing everyday things that you're doing. Nothing is differing about us except who
Nothing.
we are. We
We
bleed red at the end of the day.
we
The only
cook,
thing
we
that's
clean,
different.
we have families, sisters, brothers. We look in the mirror to brush our teeth. We do everything that you do, but I just don't get it. And I'm 145 in dog years, and I've been around the world, and I just don't get it. I don't get it. I just don't.
Bigotry and hatred won this election because the majority of the commercials have been focused solely on us, trans people.
Yeah.
It's been focused solely on trans people in sports. Every Republican commercial, just about, and he ran his campaign off of lowering the price of things. But not only that, but we were used as the distraction. Trans people,
Of course.
LGBT people as a
Of
collective, we were
course.
used as a
Of
distraction
course.
while he raised the prices on things, while he not kept his promise on wanting to make a better economy. This was not about making America great. This was about bringing out the worst of
Yeah.
people who have bigotry in their hearts, the people who
Yeah.
have hatred in their hearts,
Mhm.
the people that he hates truly, because he's
Truly.
suffering from something on the inside.
Yeah. And
You were okay
and
with Caitlyn using the bathroom, but Caitlyn
mhm.
also got some backlash because you are supporting a party that does not want the existence of us LGBT people there.
do you
And your
think
friend on the show told you that.
do you think Caitlyn, because I've never met her, I don't watch her, I don't dislike her, but I don't like her either. I don't think about it. But do you think when they get into those tax brackets, they forget that the humanity of living? Do you think like when
Absolutely.
Donald Trump they make all this money, they think that this money and it has gotten them out of stuff that the normal person can't get out of, so they look down on the poor or the under middle class
Yeah,
people. Do you think that's what it is?
I think so too. When you're in that 1% tax bracket, you'll get your tax break. You'll get your bread and butter, and you're able to eat it too. I think that is what it is. I don't
Wow.
know what would possess people to vote against their own interests, especially people from our community who can support this. How could you not? How could you be okay with this? What is going on? Ripping people apart from their families, placing LGBT people who are immigrants. Some of them came into this country, worked hard for their citizenship, and they're still being deported.
Yeah.
One of them was a makeup artist, and he was a gay makeup artist, talented, and he's still in some facility in another country, and they haven't yet brought no awareness to it. So once they come for the trans, they're coming for everything else. So as Mesha said, when she said you pulling the cover off the bed, you're pulling sheet off, they're coming for you too,
They're
to
coming
the
for you.
ones that are in our community, that are
Yeah.
supporting this, that are saying you're conservative, you're Republican.
And
I
you're
can't
gay.
rock with you. I can't rock with you if you voted for this. Because that lets me know that you hate my existence and your
Yeah.
existence and the
And
very well overall existence of everyone in our
right.
community.
Right. And it's not dislike, it's hate. It's you've passed the dislike exit. You're going toward hate because if you can vote for someone, and he told us, I'm going to be a tyrant this time. I am
Hello.
going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to, and I was not shocked when he did it. And when he did it, people were like, "Oh my God, he's moving so fast." He told you. He literally told you. I watched the debate, Me and my husband watched the debate. He forced me to watch the debate. And she's answering the questions with elegance, class,
Yes.
style. I'm trying to win this vote. I am trying to sell it. I want to be your president. This man said they're eating the dog. They're eating the dog. I was like, this is over for me, baby. I tuned out. I zoned out. That's all you. They was asking, what are you going to do to do this, or what are you going to do that? He had no clear cut answers on anything, and people actually got up out their beds, put their kids in the car, strapped them down in their seats, drove miles down the street to vote for this man, and now you're crying because he did what he said he was going to do. I don't get that. I just don't. I don't feel sorry for him. I'm gonna say this, and I know I'm probably gonna get some backlash. I do not feel sorry for a mother that's screaming and crying on her knees that they have came to the daycare and deported her child, and you voted for Trump because you didn't think he was going to do it to you. You only thought he was going to stop at trans. You thought that that was the only hate that he was going to spew. So now the hate has knocked at your door, and you want the black community. Now you want to add on the gay community to come and save you and help you. I bow out. I'm sorry. I got my own family to fend for. I can't do it. I love you from over there, but this is what you asked for. We love you, Donald Trump. We love you, Donald Trump. And you were the first one crying because he took your family and deported them. What you thought you just gonna stop at gays? Hate doesn't have a limit. Hate doesn't have a limit. We were just the blanket statement to distract what he was doing under in the Oval Office. We were just the blanket statement. So when I see them on Instagram, I'm gonna be a little shady. I laugh. I'm like, I'm sorry, sister, but this is what you paid for. This is the movie that you bought the ticket for, so watch it. Get your front row seat. Because not us black people, where are you gonna deport us to? Where can you take us? What can you do with us? You can probably leave us in jail forever, but we're still going to be on American soil. You made us Americans. Your forefathers and forefathers' fathers, y'all made us Americans. So what are you going to do with us? Because just because you lock us up, that doesn't strip our transition. That doesn't strip us from being trans. I was trans before I knew what a hormone shot was. I was trans before I knew how to put on an eyelash and a wig. I was Mesha. So you're not stripping that from me. You make it stop me from getting my hormones, and I barely take them, so I won't be missing out on much. I could put a sheet on my head like I was doing when I was growing up to think I got long, flowing Rapunzel hair. You know, I'm still going to be Misha. In your jail, out your jail. But where are you going to take us? You brought us to America. Gays, trans, and all. You brought us here. So what are you gonna do with us? You can't deport us. So what are you gonna do?
They can try, but I'm
Yeah,
pretty
they
sure
can.
y'all seen the video of the Haitian Americans they tried to deport in New York. And I have family there in Brooklyn. Brooklyn stood strong. If you think that you're gonna go, y'all seen that Haitian flag, when you see that red, black, and yellow and green, you know you in trouble. And you thought you was gonna try to deport Haitian Americans, Haitian black Americans out of this country. You got another thing coming.
Right.
Alligator Alcatraz, they can try that. They can
They can
try that with
try.
black people, but we're not going nowhere. And to piggyback off of what Misha just said, as far as the Latino Americans who family members have been deported, some of them their wives have been deported out of the country and detained in another country. You voted to hurt the people
Yeah.
that he hates because you hate
Yeah.
them as well too.
Yeah.
You didn't
Yes.
think it was going to affect you, but now that it's affecting you, you want us as black people to come and save you. There is no stopping this administration. This man, his first 100 days in office, what did he do? He got a pen in his hand and he just signed an executive order after
Signed
executive order.
everything. Like everything came across his desk, he signed it. It's like he got readers Alzheimer's. Like everything come across his desk, he's signing it, and he's like, "This, you're hurting people. You're hurting people. Like you're hurting people." And like I was explaining to my niece last week, we may not get the brunt of it, but you will. When you grow up in your 30s and 40s, there won't be any Social Security. There won't be any income tax. There won't be any of those things. So what you kill, you eat. You know what I'm saying? And that's unfair to you guys. That's unfair because this is supposed to be the home of the free and the brave. And it's like we're in bondage. It's like we're in fucking bondage. Excuse my language. It's like we're in bondage. It's like there's, especially for us, gay, trans people that live free and out loud, because I'm not a transvestite. I don't do this at night. I don't do this for kicks. I do this for my life. This is my life. I don't do this for kicks and giggles. This is not smoke and mirrors. What you see is what you see, and what you see is what you get. You see how I go to work. I don't believe that every gay man hates a trans woman. I don't believe that, but I do believe they will push us in front of the bus before they stop the bus. I do believe most of them will do that. And my voice is here to say, no, understand. We are just the blanket on the bed. Once they think that they have eradicated us, the sheet, the pillowcases, all of that has got to come off the bed too. So beware. Keep your eyes open, because once they feel like they eradicated trans woman, whatever they call us, you're next. You're next. Especially you, and this is no dig at my co-host Dante, especially you Republican ones that are black and gay, and you think they care about you. You think that they really, really understand. Oh, I like him. He's a black Republican. I like him. I can understand him. As soon as they feel like you're standing too proud, your toes are too firmly placed on the ground, you're next. You're next. You know, and I want all my gay masculine men to stand. You don't even have to be masculine. Stand up for us. Because I think that's the problem. Honestly, I do. I think that that administration has a problem with trans because they think that this is catching. I think they think that if I touch somebody, my transition will rub off on them. So it's one against then one goes into two and two goes into three. But that's not how it works. Every gay person does not want to be trans. Every trans person does not want to be gay. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's what the administration is focusing on. This trans thing, because we do live glamorous lives if you're looking from the outside in. We do live glamorous lives, and sometimes our transitions are immaculate. And what little gay boy doesn't dream about being a beautiful bride one day? You know, what feminine gay boy doesn't try on his mom's wigs? Not saying that he wants to transition, tries on his mother's wigs and say, oh my God, I look like a girl. And then they go on and transition, and some be miserable transitions, and some be fantastic transitions. But I think that's where that administration started focusing on trans, because it was like we're trying to fool somebody. We our transitions is for the world and not for us. And I didn't know that that was a guy, or I didn't know. And I think that's where it stems from, the I didn't know. So the administration says, well, since it's so many of the questions of I didn't know, we're going to focus on not letting them go into the women's bathroom. We're not going to give them the privileges of being pretty, if that makes sense. We're going to make them know what they are and make them sit in what they are. And that's cruel, unfair, That's your problem. You gave me the name trans. I didn't give myself this name. You put me in that box. You told me that it was not okay being who I am. So of course I'm gonna fight against I'm gonna fight against the normal because you put me in a box. You put me like you ever had a puppy and you kept it in a room and once they get outside they just run everywhere. That's what they're doing to us. So we're fighting. We're fighting to get out. We're fighting. And most of us lose our lives in that fight, and that's unfair. That's unfair. And that's why I get up every time my network call me, Mesha, we need you to do this, we need you to do that, to let them know I have a gay community around me. I have somebody that rallies for me. I have people that care about my well-being. I have people that call me, Mesha, are you okay? Mesha, I have people that do that for me. But a lot of trans women don't. Sometimes you have to transition in secret. Some family members don't even want to be around some of their family members who are trans. They don't even claim them, you know. And I'm standing for them. I'm standing for them that, girl, you got somebody. You might have to create it, but you got somebody, And that's sad. That's sad. It's like unbeknownst to me. It's like I'm living in a dream. I'm like, what drag queen went to school and read a book to a child and molested that child? Or what sandwich spokesman eating all sandwiches, telling us to come to Subway and had child pornography on his computer? You trusted him, but you don't trust us. What drag performer performs with kids in the audience and dances to Beyonce, or what Ku Klux Klan member has a rally of Trump supporters who are normally child predators? So, which one would you go with? Because we're only 1%. So, which one would you choose?
Oh man, isn't that something that I've been saying in the group chat? Isn't that something that I've been saying? All of these things that Misha just said happen, but they
It,
pointed on the LGBTQ community. It's the trans. And it's not just us. We are just the general, but they include the entire LGBTQ community. They include you too.
yeah.
Drag queens, anything that is related to that, they point us to.
Hmm.
And we're not even doing anything but minding our business.
And that's all we've been. And you
Now,
know what? I have never seen black people, and I've been researching this for the longest. When they used to tell us to go the other way, we went the other way, but we still got hit with the batons. We still got our families lynched. We still got hoses of water pushed down the street. And we always have been inclusive to the Caucasian people. We've always been inclusive to them. Always. We've always been inclusive to the people that targeted us the most. Because Chinese people don't target us, Korean people don't target us, Mexican people don't target us. It's always the Caucasian people that target us or get into the ear of those nationalities to target us. We have been the most inclusive group of people in the world, especially the gays. You go to a drag show and you bring your elderly mom, they pulling your mom on stage, they kissing your mom. Thank you for being an ally for us. Thank you for not throwing your gay, trans, or whatever child out in the street. We are the most inclusive group under the fucking sun. And we are the most targeted, and the trans community is only 1%. I don't get it.
bigotry,
I,
hatred, it, it's taught, it's learned,
yeah,
it's taught
yeah.
and it's learned. See, children growing up, they see what their parents talk
Yeah.
about, they see what their parents do. So bigotry and hatred is taught.
Right.
Donald Trump has a long history of
Yeah.
bigotry and
Yeah.
hatred. And it dates all the way back to his great great grandfather. It dates all the way back to his father, where they refused to rent to black people,
Yeah.
to any marginalized group.
Yeah.
They don't want you to exist. And their fear is trans people or black people, they're becoming the majority. We are the majority. It's
We are.
way more of us than it is of them. And they're
And
scared.
they
This is
made it
white
that way.
fear.
But they made it that way. They even call the mixed kids black. You made it that way. And you like interracial marriage is illegal in some states. That is unbeknownst to me. I can't love who I want to love, and I'm so called straight. Now I can't even love a white woman if I'm a black man. I can't even love a white woman. But y'all thought that it was only going to stop at trans people. Y'all only thought that it was going to stop at us. Y'all only thought that, oh, once they get rid of the gay people, we can go on and live our lives and take our kids out for Sunday brunch and have ice cream sodas. And you only thought that it was going to stop at us. So now when it's knocking at your door, you're reaching out for help. You're kissing babies and shaking hands because now you want to campaign for us to do what you want. Don't get it.
Exactly. They
Like,
still think it. And as Laverne Cox said on the View one day, she said, y'all are worried about the wrong 1%. Trans people are not out here taking your 401k, your pension, cutting your health care, taking away your birthright citizenship, which was the most recent ruling, especially with the Supreme Court. He's got the Supreme Court as well, too. The trans people are not out here trying to cut the federal workforce down. Because when in his first part of this administration, you've seen a lot of people, federal workers who were qualified to do the job, get laid off and fired. It was mass firing in every branch of government,
yes,
every elected position. It was mass firing.
yeah,
And I'm predicting either, if not today, then sometime tomorrow, or probably later over the weekend or next week. Well, who knows? But
right,
I'm predicting we're going to see more mass firings. Now
yeah,
that the Supreme Court just granted him, with two Democrats jumping on board as well too. The only one who stood firm was Ketanji Brown Jackson. She was the only one who stood firm and said, I'm not voting for this. I'm not about to cut people off of their work and their jobs. And it goes back to what me and Mesha just discussed about people having to resort to X work. And it's
yeah,
not by force, it's by choice.
yeah.
Because you're not hiring me for this job. You don't
No,
want me to work in this job or be able to work this job. And I'm qualified, but you look at my transness and my blackness.
right,
That's why you won't hire me. So you're going to see more of that. Trans people are not rolling back policies that help everybody in this country. Because, see, Kamala wanted to help everybody.
right,
Donald Trump is out to serve himself in that 1%.
yeah,
That
yeah,
1%, so they can get their tax breaks, so that they can get their uh, uh, work with big fuel companies, big fuel and oil companies, big tech bros. It's a cut for them. They get out. But the American people, us, the everyday working class, we won't benefit.
no, no,
So is it the trans doing it? But even then, some of his cult members, because that's what they are, Misha, they will
yeah,
believe everything that this man says to the very end. If they say that trans people are causing these things in this country, they will believe it. If they say that, oh, they're about the Haitian Americans, what he said, they will believe that as well too. If this man says that today the sky could be blue, and he will say the sky's red, they will believe it. And
I
if you
do.
go
I
back in time and you look at cult leaders, because I touched on this yesterday with Tony DeMille, I said, if you go back in time and you look at Jim Jones, David Koresh, you look at people like Charles Manson, they had their supporters brainwashed to believe everything that
right,
they said at the very
right.
end. And it is going to take some serious deprogramming for these Donald Trump supporters to come out of the cult mindset and be like, hey, the trans people are not so bad after all. They're not causing this. And some of them have come to, as you can see, because they now know that the policies that they voted for to hurt all of us in the LGBTQ community or the Black collective, disabled, or whatever marginal, any other marginalized group are hurting them as well too, especially in red states. Like I'm in the red state of South Carolina, and there's a lot of racism down here. And these white people will vote against their own interests if it means keeping a
Yeah,
qualified Black woman out of office. They did it
yeah.
before. And they real Lindsey Graham is running for re-election. It's a woman running against him. And I can guarantee you they will put him back in that position.
Right.
Lindsey Graham is also good friends with Donald Trump. They golf together. So what would possess people to vote against their own interests? Mesha just asked the $1 million question. I couldn't tell you. What would possess people to vote against their own interests? Why would you
I
take away your own health care?
I did. We did a show about why do I was asking the co-host why do they think that most black and gay men voted for Trump? And I remember saying the economy, but he's been in there. Nothing changed. The economy has gotten better for them. It's the same or worse for us. So with you knowing that, with you knowing that he is not doing what he said he was going to do for you, how does that make you feel? Because you can't go and pull your vote back. You can't do that. So that's I guess my question is, what are they going to do to make him feel you're wrong, and we have to make you feel the wrath of you being wrong? What do they do? What do the Republicans do? Because you can't take your vote back. So what? What can they do?
We're laughing at it because it's so funny. That was a thing. They actually went and searched this up. How can I take my vote back? It is too late, as Tennessee Brando would say, and I love Tennessee Brando. He says it is too late to put the toothpaste back in the tube now. Y'all should have thought about that November 5th, 2024. And now we're seeing panels. Mesha, I'm going to send you that video. Girl, when I tell you, I said, yeah, it was a little bit too late for y'all to vote Republican. Y'all should have voted Democratic November 5th, 2024. That was the time. Now y'all want to vote Democrat. Now you want to vote Democrat. You seen the light. What made you see the light all of a sudden? That this man was not keeping his promise. He promised you that everything that he said he was going to do, he's vowed to be dictator on day one and rule like a dictator. And as we are seeing right now, this as Hope Giselle, and she put it so brilliant. This is a whole autocrat. This man is an autocrat. Everything that he's doing is straight out of Hitler's playbook. And every person in America, we know about Adolf Hitler and how he
Yes,
ruled in Germany in the 1920s, in the early 1920s, and how he washed out a whole Jewish population. What do you think Donald Trump is doing with people of color and black people in this country?
right.
The erasure. And not only just people of color and black people, but the erasure of LGBT people. Even in
Yeah,
the military, Mesha, and I'm pretty sure you've seen it. Girl,
yeah,
when I tell you I was furious that they wanted to erase the achievements of Jackie Robinson. And they got
yes,
so much backlash that they had to go back and restore all of that information.
yeah. And that's the thing. Like, it's never been a dream of mine, but who am I to crush somebody else's dream? There was some trans lady that wanted to fight in the army for her country. There is
Yeah.
some gay little boy that wants to fight in the army for his country. Who am I to tarnish that because I didn't want it? And who are you to take that right from them? Donald Trump, who are you to take that right from them? Who are you to say I don't want gay or trans people in the army, the United States Army? Who are you to say that? Like where and why did I'm not a very politic person,
You got it, girl.
but
You on the right path because you said everything that I have been saying for these past few days. And my colleague Alvin will tell you. I see my brother K Tooks here. My brother K Tooks knows how passionate I am. I'm deeply engaged, girl. So everything you're saying, I'm backing you up because this is what I have been saying about. This is what you voted for. You voted to own the libs. You voted to get to own the trans people. You voted to hurt us, but you're not hurting us per se. Yes, your policies are hurting us,
right.
but they're hurting you even more because you
Yeah.
wanted a promise. This man ran off of also trying to lower egg prices, lower gas prices. How's your gas prices going now? And in
How fast?
fact, I teach with my colleague Alvin all the time. I say this: how do those eggs taste now, bitch? How do those eggs taste now? How's your harvest? Because now we're seeing something called a farmer strike. If y'all seen that, it's all over Instagram everywhere. You have to look it up. But farmers are now striking, saying, "Hey, I can't afford this produce. I can't afford these things. These tariffs he's put in place. Now he's talking about doing 200% tariffs, sparking off trade wars with our allies and other countries, Canada and China. Remember when he tried to come out with his phone and he said he had to put it as made in the USA because you know China's not effing with us like that.
Right.
You knew if you would have put made in China, you would have had some problems on your hands. You knew not to. So he put made in the USA, the gold phone that's got his face, the gold plated phone that's got his face on it. That was a fail. So anything for him is about the grip. It is about the money.
Right.
He's running America as if it's a business. And you
And
can't do that. These are our lives.
I think that's where his cutoff should have been. He is not a politician. He's a great businessman. I give him that. In the past, he's a great businessman, but but America, and I'm gonna go all the way back to the first actor that became president. Just because you're good at this doesn't mean you're good at that. And Donald Trump is a person, he feeds off of, I want you to love me, love me, serve me. And that's what all his constituents, that's what all of them are doing, loving him, like bowing down to him without even getting on their knees. And that's what he
Totally.
feeds off of. He feeds off of that, and if you're only gonna be a president for that, it's not for the right reasons. We want you to be a president to take care of our seniors. We want you to be a president to take care of the people that were in the army that have fought and given their
Please.
lives, have medals, Purple Heart medals, and we need you to help those people. We don't need you to cut their funding. We don't need you to cut the funding of people that are on Social Security. We don't need that. Because once you do that, I can't rob you. You don't have nothing. I can't rob a poor man. So me and my fellow robbers are going toward your house. I the people that are in my community probably don't even make $200,000 a year. You understand what I'm saying? So Donald Trump, no matter how many armed guards you have, Vice President, no matter, we're coming for you. If you cut off all our benefits, cut off all our jobs, and you still have us in America, where do you think we going? Who house you think we gonna rob?
You got to rob, how does the old expression goes? You got to rob Peter to pay Paul. Like, it's literally the rich stealing from us, the working class. And y'all are already the 1%. Y'all already have way more than the money from the ass out. So why are you stealing from people's grandmothers? You're stealing their retirement benefits. You're stealing all of these things that can help people, cutting safety net programs that help people because
Yeah,
you want people to get back out in the fields and work. Did y'all see where this woman said that we're going to replace the immigrant workers with Medicare recipients? Like hell, black people going back into the fields because that's what y'all want us to do. We're not
Like,
doing that.
and then like I have two nephews. I think one of my nephews is like 26, and my other nephew is like 13. Them children don't know nothing about picking no cotton and pulling no. Them children are not going out in the field for you. Them children not doing that. They don't even have those mentalities to do stuff like that. You know, you might have could have got me, and you might have could have got my generation. You might have could have got my mom's generation. You might have could have got them and us. But my nephews and them children not going into no fields picking no cotton and just no. Them children not doing that, sir. So if that's the mentality, because you don't want a 60-year-old out there doing that. You don't want that. You want somebody able-bodied, so you can feel like you're really slaving somebody. You know what I'm saying? You don't want a 70, 80-year-old out there because, they can't even do the job. I want a 30, 40-year-old out there. So them children not doing that. I'm just going to beat the fuck out of you, Trump.
Hello? And another thing, you want people to do that work out there for little to nothing. $12 and what is it? $12 an hour? I saw where one of the farmers lost their workers. One of their workers got deported out the country. For 1 minute you said you was for protecting the immigrant workers, and then the next you said, okay, we're gonna deport them. We're gonna do mass deportations on day one. He ran off of that. Y'all held up signs for your own demise at his rallies. The signs had mass deportation on them. Bring back mass deportation.
Thought they were talking
And he
about the
said,
African
what?
Americans. Thought they were talking about us. Thought they were talking about us. And when like the lady, she was up there. We love you, Donald Trump. We love you. And then like a couple months later, you on Instagram crying, like tears running down your face, like you got caught in a fucking rainstorm. He done deported your family. What did you think he was gonna do? He told you what he was gonna do. You only thought that he was going to attack somebody else. You didn't think it was going to knock on your door. So now they're saying we need the black people. No, you don't. No, you
And
don't.
y'all get mad at us because we're not moving fast enough for you. We know what will happen if black people hit those streets en masse. And as
Right.
Mesha alluded to it earlier in our conversation, in part of this conversation, you
You can
guys
write
can check
yours,
it out from
please.
beginning to end. We're going to get into real life and reality, but this is something we all need to talk about as black trans women. For both of us, me and Mesha as black trans women, because our lives are in danger
They are.
for even being on platforms because everybody's watching. T.S.
Yeah.
Madison, I worry about her as well too.
Thank you, baby.
And the reason why, because with Madison having such a large platform, she's already got a target on her back.
Yeah.
Boom. Thank you, Alvin. There goes my colleague. Now's the time. And we also have conversations like this. But if black people hit those streets out there in mass, we know exactly what he's going to do.
Yeah.
Los Angeles is just a testing ground.
Oh, of course.
And then he's
Of
going to do
course.
it in New York. He's going to do it in blue states. Red states, we haven't
Of
got red
course.
or purple states haven't gotten it as much. But I
Of
know
course.
that some of the ones in South Carolina and parts of South Carolina where I'm at are cooperating with ICE. I found
Yeah.
that out yesterday because the ACLU has where you can actually track to find out if they're cooperating with ICE, when the nearest ICE raid is going to happen, whatever. Keeps you up. Everybody got to be up on game. And I
Did you hear
found
about?
out that some of them are cooperating with them.
Did you hear about the lady who said that she was hiring all um Latinos, and she was from she called ICE, and it was like 1,000 of them, and she called ICE, and ICE deported all of them. She went to like
God,
a lot. I think she went to different Home Depots in wherever she was from, and she was like, "I need, I'm hiring." Like she was telling them she was hiring them for a job, and she got them all deported.
my God. We're seeing the videos of them being at the Home Depots, just shopping everyday life, or what me and Misha are doing right now, having a conversation. You could be out at a football game. We're seeing them. There's one recently where they showed up to a stadium.
One reason they show up into a doctor's office, this man was prepping for
Walmart
surgery.
too. See, and some of them never, in their defense, they didn't vote for Trump, but some of their family members made
Right.
videos about it, saying, "Hey, we voted for Mr. Trump. You're pulling out the Trump 2024 flag. You're singing the song. You're saying, hey, our God won. You wanted to rub it in our faces, but
Yeah.
we already knew. It's like, all right, laugh now. You'll
Cry
be
later.
crying later."
Yeah.
And we're seeing y'all cry because this is, yes, this
And
is
I,
what you voted for. And the first thing they will say, Misha, is, I didn't vote for this.
yes, you
Yes, you
did.
did. You
Yes, you
went
did.
into that voting booth November 5th, 2024, and you voted for this. At the
Yeah.
doctor's appointments, is one in Walmart where they literally tased a man, and the Walmart staff is just standing by. The store clerks are just standing by. They can't protect you. They can't save you.
Right.
Even if we do, if black people in mass go to the streets, we know what's going to happen. Our
Right.
resistance is, and if you want to go to the financial or economic aspect to it, make their pockets hurt. And Misha just made that point. So that's why I winked like that, because I'm like, I know what she was saying.
Hmm.
We're seeing what's happening with Target. Target is trying to win black buyers back. The black dollar is powerful.
Powerful.
Walmart, you're going to feel it. Amazon Prime, you're going to feel it, because we see the commercials about Prime Day coming back around. Jeff Bezos, who helped Donald Trump, mhm, just had the biggest wedding. Oprah and Gail was there. Usher was there. Leo DiCaprio, some of our favorite celebrities were there and attended that wedding. So I was like, I'm unfollowing Usher. I'm unfollowing Leo. If y'all supporting Jeff Bezos, who helped donate to Donald Trump to help get him elected, with Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg and anybody else, and then come to find out Target donated to this man's inauguration, his presidential library. We know the only book that he read is Hitler's book, Mein Kampf. Am I pronouncing it right, Alvin? Mein Kampf, Mein Krieg? One of the two is Hitler's book. This man had Hitler's book on his nightstand, Misha. So everything that Hitler has done
Wow.
from Germany, what's called the ethnic cleanse, and I did a post on the ethnic cleanse. Take a moment if you want to. If you want to jump out of the live and go check it out, it is up. It talks about how they came and took over Germany and got rid of Jewish people. Did a whole Jewish population wipeout. Some of them were placed in concentration camps. And the alligator Alcatraz is Auschwitz, or a concentration camp, without the stoves, without the ovens, where they burned people. Kampf, Kampf, Mein Kampf, yes, got you. This is where we are. And to the ones out here that are saying it's the trans, it's the gays, it's the drag queens,
It is us
no.
because we know that it is. It's us. You know why it's us? Most of us are educated because we had to get educated. We had to get knowledge of the world, knowledge of Christ, knowledge of the Bible. So it is us. It is us to be too smart to fall for something stupid like y'all did. It is us. It is us. We were too smart to fall for this. And any trans person that stands in front of me besides Caitlyn Jenner, if any black trans person stands in front of me and I ask them if they voted for Trump and they say yes, and I ask them what made you vote for Trump, and they say the economy, girl, I'm going to jail.
Thank you. Because that was another thing they said. I Don Lemon, and I'm pretty sure you follow him, Misha.
Yeah.
He went out here and he asked people. And girl, when I tell you that was the first response that they came up with, they said, I voted for him because the economy. Well, I like his policy. What's his policy?
What was it?
His
Like, what
policies,
was it?
his policy is bigotry. His policy is division. His policy is causing chaos, corruption, causing tyranny, as we're seeing
Division,
like never
hate,
before.
seclusion. This man did not tell you anything about insurance, about the policies of. He didn't tell you anything. He didn't answer one. I watched the debate. He did not tell you anything. So anybody that got up and went and voted for this man, you wanted seclusion. You wanted tyranny. You wanted war. You didn't want peace. You didn't want people to love each other. You wanted to walk into a store and you wanted a black person to say, "Yes, ma'am, how you doing, man? I help you." You did not want you wanted us to be enslaved. This is 2025. You cannot, especially this young generation, these YNs not taking that shit.
Go on over down to Brooklyn, New York, and ask the Haitian Americans if y'all can put them back into slavery. Y'all know about the Haitian Revolution? Y'all need to go back in time. Them Haitians showed up. You saw that red, black, and that green and that yellow, and y'all thought y'all was going to deport all of them Haitian Americans up out of there. Mesha, when I tell you, girl, I was screaming when I seen the video. The ICE agents, the officers, they didn't know what to do. They were surrounded in mass by Haitians because my colleague now, the time, who's in the audience, is in Rochester, New York. I have family there, and Brooklyn and Brownsville. And let me tell you, if y'all thought that y'all was going to walk out in mass, because they have the trucks, they come in mass in trucks and deport Haitian Americans out this country, you got another thing coming. And if you're thinking that you're coming for Black Americans who were born here on American soil, I was born and raised down here in South Carolina. Just letting you know, if
Just
y'all
letting
thinking
you
that y'all
know.
gonna come up in here and deport us out this country when we built this country, we will take him out that White
It's
House
gonna be
that we
hell to tell
gratefully
the
built.
captain. It's gonna be hell to tell the captain because we gonna feel. First of all, we feel fucked off already because some of us are in dire situations. Some of us are on Section 8. Some of us live by welfare and food stamps because they put us there. We did not put ourselves there because the first people that came here, we were built to work. Y'all made us work. So nothing was built for us. The train systems, the bus systems, none of that was for us. None of those systems were built for us. Welfare and food stamps was never for us. We ended up finding out by word of mouth, okay, you can go get on assistance, because you can watch Good Times. You can watch. They hated that word, assistance or welfare. That was like a crime when you said it to a black person on Good Times and on the Jeffersons and all. That was a crime for black people. So black people look down on other black people for getting on food stamps and welfare and all that kind of stuff. They made us get on that kind of stuff. Nothing in this country was built for us. So now the stuff that you've given me, you want to take back because you don't like me, and I built this for you.
And our hard-earned tax-paying dollars also is going towards these white South Africans that came here. That's where our money is going as well too. Our money is also going to this big parade that he wanted, that he didn't get. He wanted some Kim Jong Un style parade, some parade like you would have over there in Russia. And
Like a
$145 million of our hard earned tax paying dollars went to this man's parade. He was pissed off because he didn't get the one where they were marching in unison together like they would in North Korea. But you're not a king. We worship no kings. You're president of the United States, and if you're thinking that you're going to take over New York or you wipe New York off the map somehow mysteriously because they didn't vote the way you wanted them to vote, get over yourself. You're not in New
please.
York. You're in D.C. So he's 80 talking about
Oh,
staying
I didn't
in
know he
there
was that
for the
old.
third time. Yeah, Trump is old.
Oh,
And
I
see,
didn't know he was
Kamala
that
would have
old.
been the youngest president ever. She would have, and woman as well too. We never had a woman president. It's 250 years, and we've never had a
Let me
woman
ask, and let
president.
me ask you something about that. Do you think, honestly, do you think they didn't vote for her because she's a woman, or they just didn't want a black woman to run the country?
Both. Boom. You're afraid of our presence when we step into these positions that you're capable of doing. And then some of y'all, as far, and I'm gonna get back to Misha's question, but this ties into it as well too because Obama gave y'all the Affordable Care Act. Some of y'all that voted for Donald Trump did not know that the Affordable Care Act and Obamacare were the same exact thing. Why would you vote against your own interests? But patriarchy and misogyny rules America.
Yeah.
So me
Yeah.
and Mesha are going to experience it. Kamala
Yeah.
Harris is going to experience it. But for us being trans black women in these positions that we're working in, is called trans misogynoir because we're black women. And
Right.
that's how people see us. We're black women. We navigate the world as black women. So we wouldn't get the luxuries of a Caitlyn Jenner.
Right.
We would not get those luxuries where we're able to move around in the spaces that Caitlyn is able to move around in and be welcome. We can't
Yeah.
afford that. We are
Right.
losing our lives. Black trans women are being
Yeah.
killed at an alarmingly high rate,
Yeah.
as I just read from uh, the stats over here that I just read. Again, let me pull it up. Yes, from glad.org. From glad.org. Again, between May 1st, 2024 to May 1st, 2025, 84 injuries and 10 deaths. And these are trans people and people who are in the queer community who are losing their lives in violent acts that are against us because you hate our existence. And as my colleague Alvin just said it best, ignorance is bliss. You
It
voted
is.
against your own interests. But misogyny has been here for centuries. We've
Yeah.
never had a woman president, except for vice president. Kamala was vice president. And another thing they would say is, well, she's been president 4.5 years. She ain't did nothing. I ain't voting for her. I vote for Trump because he gave me that check.
That's the craziest stuff I had ever heard when they said Trump gave us the stimulus. Trump withheld the stimulus for so many months because he wanted his signature on it. So you
Say that one
suffered.
more time, Misha, because that's what exactly what I said yesterday.
So you suffered those couple of months because he was so arrogant. He wanted his signature on the check. So you would go and vote for somebody who wants you to suffer just for them to be recognized. Come on, make it make sense. And those stimulus checks were not $1 million, or those stimulus checks just got food, just was enough for food. You're gonna give up 4 years of your life, black people. You're gonna get, because that's all I've heard say it. I've not heard an educated Caucasian person say something that idiotic and that stupid. You black people, you would risk those stimulus checks for 4 years of turmoil, 4 years of hatred, 4 years of being killed, shot down like dogs for those little stimulus checks. Because everybody, that's one thing I've always learned in my life. Everybody's got three people in their family: a drug addict, a gay person, and a drunk. Everybody, white, black, Mexican, Puerto Rican, you've got those three things in your family. You would risk your gay nephew, gay cousin, gay brother, gay son, you would risk him getting killed and the person who killed him not getting any time because Trump is really giving them immunity when they do stuff to us. So you would risk your son, grandson, nephew, niece, or whomever it may be in your family that's gay for those little stimulus checks that he didn't give you when they gave them to him to give out to the world because he wanted his signature on it. Make it make sense for me because I think I'm in the back of the classroom right now. So make it shout loud so I can hear you. Make that make sense for me.
It goes to show you the people you thought you were hurting, because black people, we have always had a means to an end. They would always tell us what, pull ourselves up by the bootstraps and just accept the scraps that's handed to us. No, not this time.
And
Black
not
people
yeah.
been caught on to his game since
Yeah.
the man took out a 5-page spread on the Central Park Five,
And all of
on
them
the
were innocent.
exonerated five.
All of them were innocent. And you think that giving them a couple dollars, they could never get that time back. They could never get their youth back. They could never get their dead family members back. They could never get that back. So what do you think $1 million is going to do when they look back and damn, I lost my mom and my dad, my brother, I didn't even have children. What do you think? I hate when they do that. I know what they're trying to do, but when you take somebody's life and you let them sit in jail for 30 and 40 years and you dish out what you think is reasonable for them, and you're not thinking, damn, they were 16 when they went to jail. Their mom died 10 years ago. They had to talk to their mom through a glass partition. They couldn't even hug. Some of them didn't even want to go to their mom's or whomever's funeral because they felt ashamed because the family's gone. I probably couldn't even make it, some of them. You know what I'm saying? So you give them $1 million and you think that that's supposed to erase all of that you've taken away from them? I just, some things I just don't get about this world. Some things just don't make sense to me.
And at Tamisha's point, this man was literally considering pardoning Derek Chauvin. This man was literally considering pardoning
And if
Derek
somebody
Chauvin.
wouldn't have stopped him, he would have. If somebody didn't get in his ear and say, you need to slow down on your pardons, he would have. He would have.
And he was issuing out pardons like it's Christmas. You pardon Larry Hoover, you pardon NBA Youngboy, and that was all as we've been saying, it's smoke and mirrors. Yeah, to
Well,
try
that's
to win
it.
back that black vote.
That's
To try to win back that black vote, because you said you've done more for us since Abraham Lincoln. And then your vice president, J.D. Vance, just recently came out and says, well, Trump has done more for blacks. No, he hasn't. He's caused more harm than help us.
and
He's
I hate
caused
when they
harm
say,
to us.
I hate the blacks. Like be on the other side of the world and they're putting messages on a fucking penguin or a bird to fly over and send us a message. We're here with you, motherfucker. We're standing right next to you. The blacks. I hate when you say that. I've done more for the blacks. You have not done more for nobody but your family. That's all you've done more for your family. You've done nothing because it doesn't trickle down to us until like your third year of presidency. It doesn't trickle down to the poor people until like the third year of your presidency. The stuff that you're doing now so happens to trickle down to us so fast because it's us. It's the minorities that you're aiming for. But the insurance and all of that stuff, it doesn't come to us as soon as you sign the bill. It comes to us like in the third year of your presidency. We get the bare minimum of it. We get the scraps of everything the president does. The black people get the scraps of it. And that just sickens me. When white women have always been the ones that use DEI. White women. It was for them. You put it on you get they threw it out there as the commercial. Oh, this is for black people and this is for the minorities or whatever. But white women used it. They tapped into those resources and they used it. It was for them. We didn't use it. We didn't know about it because I don't think that Target hiring me has anything to do with DEI. I just think that Target hired me because I could lift this 50-pound box over here. I don't think DEI had anything to do with that.
But you know what? That's the head of the military secretary of defense, Peg Seth, and them. They purge the military. They don't want women serving. They don't want LGBT people in the military. They don't want us in these positions that they're in. You know, DEI also benefits you as well too, white women, and affirmative action does too, more than anything. So it's not just black people, but it's also y'all as well too that are going for the same positions that we are going for. So you want it to sock into the blacks. As Mesha just said, you want it to sock it to us, but you're socking it to white women as well
Yeah.
too.
And
And we're seeing white women out here saying, I regret my vote. I voted for
uh-huh.
Donald
And
Trump and I regret.
when they do, I go on my little message and I send a smiley face to them. You got what you asked for. You got exactly what you asked for because My thing is when you eradicate all the gays, all the blacks, all the Mexicans, all you eradicate everybody else except the Caucasians, and you start going into your lineage, and you have just a trickling of Italian blood, or a trickling of African American blood, or a trickling of this, or a trickling of that. Then what are you? They're going to consider you not white anymore. That's when white is going to start eating white. You know what I'm saying? Why don't y'all just stop it before it goes that far? Because that's going to start a war that nobody can end.
And he's already sparking off wars with other countries. He done started with Iran. Iran is not a threat to us. But this man went and bragged about, oh, well, it was a job well done because you indebted to Netanyahu. Mm-hmm. And Iran said, F your ceasefire. And they fired off those missiles. Y'all saw Anderson Cooper out here getting out of Dodge. Iran struck back. They said, gotcha, checkmate.
Because
We already got the plan.
we've been waiting on this. We've been sitting on ready. And that's why I congratulate myself because I'm always sitting on ready. I like when I look at podcasts of because I kind of go to trans girls and stuff like get you a gun, sister. Make sure you got this, sister. Make sure you got that. And as soon as they
Yep,
say it, if I go and get it. I go and get it because you're not connected to me by blood, but you're connecting me in spirit. You know what I'm saying? So when if you feel it, I feel it too. I'm no better than you. I'm a trans woman just like you. And when they say trans, I got to jump in that boat too. I got to raise my hand and go with the trans people. So when you say go get a gun, watch this, don't go there, don't do this, I do it. Because I'm not a fool.
absolutely. And that's how it should be for us as trans women out here. We have to protect us. And you know, Madison, she got a bunch of them around the house, Mesha. She don't care. It was one live that she did years ago where she pulled them all
I
out.
saw her. I saw it.
The nerve of Angela Stanton to put a target on T.S. Madison and threaten her to unalive her. The nerve
And
of
what if that would have been the other way around? T.S. Madison would have been booked and charged by now. Found, booked, and charged.
exactly. And they already do it to her enough. She hates black women. No, Madison is always advocating for black women. It's just the bad ones, the bad apples that are in the bunch that continue to attack her and put her down and call her a man and disrespect her. And that's where the invalidating
Right,
of a trans woman's existence or woman
right,
comes in. Whether it's
right.
just hilarious, whether it's Tasha K, whether it's Michelle straight from the A Brown, it's always been a thing of
I don't,
transphobia.
I don't get. And I'm about to say this, and it's gonna sound stupid, but I really need an answer to this. For me, I have a wonderful mother, drop dead gorgeous, always has been, always will be. I have two sisters, drop dead gorgeous, always have been, always will be. I have a niece, drop dead gorgeous, always has been, always will be. I have aunts. I have cousins that are biological females. Some people don't like the term. Some biological females don't like the term cisgender women. So I'm not going to use. I'm
Yeah.
going to use biological women because they say cis is. We brought that to whatever. I have all these women in my life. I've had friends. I've had female friends that didn't like me, used me for whatever. I've had female friends that love me to death. I have never understood why I, Mesha, standing in my heels, standing next to you, and a guy comes up to us and chooses me over you, and I walk away and you say, oh, that's a man. The world thinks that that is right. The world thinks that that's what a biological cisgender woman is supposed to do because you are supposed to protect black men at any cost. I have never understood that because if you are protecting black men at any cost, unbeknownst to what the world may think, if you told this man that I am a man, why aren't you protecting this black man? You already told another biological male that I am a man. So why are you and the world tells you to protect black men at all costs? Why are you not protecting this black man? So when a biological woman says they're jealous of us or they want to beat us, no, that's not true. We might emulate you. We might emulate you, but that does not mean we want to be you. And my question is, why, when we catch you telling a biological man that see me and you standing side by side, that's and you tell him, you don't give me an opportunity to save my own life. You tell him that's a man, and we catch you and we check you on it, and you tell such and such and such and such, tell such and such, and it becomes a big thing. The world thinks that we're wrong for putting you in your place. Well, you are one. Or when you was going to tell him. Or were you going to tell him? Or you should have told him when he walked up to you. Who are you to tell me what to tell another individual about my life? Because either one or two things can happen. He's going to feel disrespected because I told him in front of a biological female, and his manhood is going to kick in. So he's going to say, but I don't want her to go tell anybody else that I thought a trans was a woman and bought her a drink and kill me on sight, or follow me to my car and pretend like he likes me, or pretend like he likes trans women, and the trash sweeper, the street sweeper, finds me dead in my car the next day. So, which one am I supposed to save myself in situation? Where am I supposed to save myself in?
And it's like, be damned if you do, be damned if you don't. Outing anybody is
It's
dangerous
wrong.
in this community. You don't go and out somebody. I've had something similar like that happen to me when I was on an app called Live Me, where I was literally in a live and I was kicked from the live. I don't know if my colleague, now's the time, is still here. He remembers it. But I was in a live and I was outed and I was kicked out of that live just from my very existence because
Mm-hmm.
I was cool with everybody there. And then once that was found out, the energy was different. I was treated just as Madison said how they do us, as an outcast. They
Yeah.
do that. You don't go and out somebody, especially trans women. It's dangerous enough as it is out here. And not only that, they rob you, they'll take your purse, they'll take your life, any of that. And you would go out here and out somebody because you feel as though my mere existence is taken away from your womanhood, and it's not. It's just
It's
saying
not.
I'm here as well too. I am woman also. I'm not taking away from anything from you. We don't want your periods to be able to have kids. We don't want any of these things. We want to be able to live in a world where we can exist. How do y'all handle when you're approached by men in public? They don't approach me. They just give me a nod. They hold the door open for me. And that's respectful. I tell them, thank you, thank you. Other than that, we go on about our business.
Well,
They're very,
yeah, when I was single, I'm married now, thank God. When when I was single, and I remember I'm from New Orleans, and I remember I never went to gay clubs, never. I would go, but I would end up going to the straight clubs because I had a straight friend, and me and
yeah.
her used to we hung like, oh my God, we hung like hangers in the closet. Do you hear me? And I remember we were out, and I was dancing, and this guy, thank you, sweetheart, and this guy looked at her, and I'm looking through the mirror on the dance floor because I'm the only one on the dance floor, but I could see them, and he mouthed to her, "That's a man or that's a woman," and she said, "That's a man," and I held it in for like a year. I held it in like a year, and I asked her, and she said, "I just didn't know what he would do to you if I told him you was a woman and he started buying you drinks or whatever, whatever." And I told her, I said, well, let me sit down and let me school you. I said, if a man approaches me in a situation like that, I might not tell him, but I'm not going to take his drink either. The reason why I'm not going to take his drink, now I'm not saying I don't want it. I'm saying I'm going to tell him what I feel when I feel it's comfortable to tell him. Because if I tell him that I am a man in a straight club, that can lead to something bad. If I tell him once he gets to my house, that could lead to something bad. So I think it's you let that trans person or that gay person tell that individual. Because you telling them, you not only outed that trans person, you outed them too. You masculine men, normally masculine men don't want to look at a trans person and get aroused. They don't want to look at a trans person and say, damn, I won't fuck her. And then find out that her is a trans person. They don't want to do that. So when you out them, that makes them feel like, I'm fucking gay, bruh. Damn, I'm gay. I don't want to be fucking gay. And that hatred that's balling inside of them, they take that
Yes.
out on you. And I said, don't ever do that again. Don't ever do that again. Because I cannot fight every fight. I got other fights to fight. I can't fight every fight. And you shouldn't put me in a situation to where I have to fight. Me and your best interest should be each other, not nobody else around us, each other. We came here together. We're best friends. We're sisters in Christ. You should not ever do that. I didn't look at it like that. Well, when were you going to realize you looked at it? When were you going to realize you should have looked at it like that? After my mama buried me? After I'm in jail for killing this individual? After this individual done bashed me upside the head and you taking me to the hospital? When were you going to look at it like that? So Mesha, I started going out by myself. So they had nobody to ask what I was or who I was. They would come up to me. And 90% of them went with me. So to answer the question, I think they have a small voice in their head said it's something about her that's different from her, but I like her more, and that's not a dig to women, it's just something about that girl I like a little bit more than any other girl in here. I want to get to know her. And sometimes it's just the essence of my transition. Sometimes it's just I'm standing next to girls in J's and jeans, and he likes girls in heels and mini skirts. You know, but biological women look at it as a competition. Why you got to do all that? Why you got to get your nails done like that? And them be the same ones that in turn ask you, girl, I need to suck his dick real good. How you be sucking them men dicks? Or how you keep your man? Or what I should do, how I should, and I hate, you think he gay? Because he's nice to you. He always asking about you. You think he gay? I hate when women ask me that. I hate that. I hate these boys that are online. If your man DL, I could tell if your man DL, and I could out. I hate that. I hate that.
Now see, that's where we got to draw the line. We don't need to be outing nobody. And it
I
goes
hate that.
both sides in our community. From the trans side to the gay side. We don't need to be outing nobody. It is dangerous to be outing anybody.
I hate that. I hate. I'm DL, and I done paid your girlfriend done found my page, and you done summons me to check your man and see if he DL or not, or just I hate that because it trickles down. It trickles down to us. No matter what goes on in the gay community, it always trickles down to a trans girl. A trans girl always gets the brunt end of it. She always gets the worst end of it, and I
And the
hate that.
fingers get pointed at us. It is
They
extremely
always get
dangerous
pointed right at
to
us.
out somebody. Yep,
I
that
hate
that
that.
happens too, King David.
Yeah, suicide. Yeah, and so it happens on both ends. It happens to the man who's done it, who's got a family, a wife and kids, and he just seen something that he thought was pretty and he wanted to engage. And then the world knows now that he's gay and he's really not. Because every man that is nice to a trans woman is not gay. Every man that buys a trans girl a drink in a club is not trying to sleep with her. Every man that walks a trans girl to her car does not want his dick sucked behind the building. That some, like you said, some men are just gentlemen and they treat a feminine creature as a feminine creature. You know, some people just are just not. I have so many male friends back home. I love Mesha. I'm not like that. I ain't never tried her. She never tried me. But I love her. If she get in harm's danger, I'm there with her. You know, it's like we gotta out him. We gotta make sure his wife and kids are safe. But you're gay, and you're outing somebody who's probably want to engage with you. That's oxymoron to me.
And there's been a whole conversation stemming around, oh, if you date a trans woman, you know that's gay. I don't want a man that's messed around with the Neeling Leaks and T.S. Madison interview. Everyone is talking about it.
We talked about it on our show too.
Listen, Nene's ignorant towards her own. I love Nene Leaks. Love her. I think she's one of the OG housewives.
Yes,
But this is
she
my
is.
thing, right? Dating a trans woman does not make you gay. It does not
Ah,
make a man
make me
gay.
understand it. Make me understand it because when we talked about it, I said I know I am trans. That's the label that they put me under. But I also do tell, because I still have my male parts. I also do tell my lovers, my lovers, you are in a gay relationship. Maybe I didn't dissect the question. Make me understand why, if a man dates a trans woman, he's not gay. Because maybe I'm looking at it through blinders. Make me understand your ideology of that.
And another thing, because remember, there was an actor who announced that he was trans attracted, Malik Yoba. You guys
Malik
remember Malik
Yoba.
Yoba? He
Yes.
said that he was trans attracted. They're not gay per se. It would make them more so pan or non-binary because they
Okay.
do not see gender. They don't see gender. They love you just as you are. When you
Oh,
are
okay.
pan or gender
Okay.
neutral, you don't see
Okay.
gender.
Okay. Okay.
Non-binary means you can identify however you choose to identify, as
Okay.
they, them, as
Okay.
she, her, as he, they, or she, they, whatever you prefer. But they're not gay. They're pan. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that.
So we're not taking anything
Okay.
away from your
Okay. Okay.
womanhood or the essence from you. We don't want to take anything from you. We're just
Okay.
saying, hey, and you don't, and I said this on my colleague Alvin Tit and Tat This for That's panel, you don't get to gatekeep who men date. If they like trans women, if they're attracted to me, well, Misha's married. I'm the one that's single up
He
here.
outside. He outside. We can talk, girl. He outside.
If he's attracted to either one of us, he can have either one of us. If he's
Hmm.
attracted to you, he can date you too.
Right.
But it just goes to show you that as far as sexuality and gender, it is so much far than what we have seen
It
beyond
is.
the eye.
It is.
It
Now
is
that's
so much
true.
more than that.
That's true. Now that is true.
So
I,
let
I,
people live and love who they want to love. You can't get to gate, you can't have every man to yourself. You can't.
they think so, honey. And I didn't dissect I was just looking at the surface question. So when you
Yeah.
broke it down, now I understand. It's not the sex of it. It's the mental space. It's the mental. It's I'm attracted to you as a person, not a dick or a vagina, not a penis or a vagina. I'm
For
attracted to you as a
non-binary, yes.
person.
You
Okay.
don't see gender.
Okay.
And as my
Okay.
colleague said, sexuality is fluid. So let
Okay.
people experiment, date who they want to date.
Right.
Do y'all know
Okay.
how many actors have came out? Remember Wayne Brady came out as pan.
Right, right, right. And
That
I'm gonna
means you
say
got
this.
transgender.
I'm gonna say this. I am 1,000% in love with my trans sisters. I love some of the trans girls who got their head screwed on right, who knows. Like I love a trans woman who says, this is me, ain't no smoking mirrors, this is who I am, love me or leave me. That's I love those girls. But then I hate those girls who I'm mad with him because he didn't get my nails done and he didn't buy me a bag, and so I'ma out him. Or I'ma show everybody our text messages, or
It's
I'ma
dangerous.
go to his job and I'ma out him, or I'ma show up at his job and tell his friends, go get Bobby, tell Bobby I said call me. I don't get that. I don't get that mental space. I don't get that. I don't get that.
And it's dangerous. You're putting your life on the line. It is dangerous because in the black community, they find out that they're dating us. They become other. They become outcasts, orchestrated. So don't do that. Let
Please
them
don't.
do it. There are
And if
men
they
out here
never
who are
do
willing
it,
to love us openly and publicly. If
and
he's
and
not giving you time, then that's not the man you should be with. That's a red
and
flag right there.
and let him go. Don't out him. Don't see him with the biological female and mess with that lady, because that lady has nothing to do with what you and him had going on. Don't do that,
Mm-mm.
because if he doesn't get to the one that hurt him, he's going to get to another, and that's an innocent person that had nothing to do with what y'all had going on. And you read in the newspaper, she's dead because he got all this animosity for you and took it out on her, and she had nothing to do with it. So y'all ladies, just act like ladies and act accordingly. Just it's more. This life can be so magnificent, so magical. But you gotta love you, and when you do that to people, that it's something internally wrong with you. Because no man can make me that mad with him to go and tell his elderly grandmother, I'm sleeping with your grandson. I just, my body just wouldn't let me do that. That's something innately wrong with you. You know, I just couldn't do that. I can't do that. I just couldn't do that.
Yeah. And so the moral of the story for everybody watching is we need to stop outing people. Don't
Please.
out. It's dangerous. And we see the stories. There was a story where there was a woman who found out that her husband was involved with another man. And she broadcasted the whole thing, and they both lost their lives.
Yeah,
The woman lived.
yeah,
Y'all remember that story? It was
yeah.
years ago. And she sat up on live on Facebook and talked about it.
It's
So
it's
don't out anybody.
it's crazy.
It is dangerous, scary times that we're living in. But one thing
Yeah,
about queer people, we are resistant. We will bounce back
yeah.
from
Oh, we
this.
will. We will.
So he think he's erasing something now. Let him think what he thinks. I just like some people who let me see. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, King David. That yeah, it was a woman, and she had a husband, and she found out about the lover and everything, and she went live and she broadcasted after she did what she did. Both of them lost their lives. I just don't like some people just don't keep things private no more. They have to post everything right. It
And you
has to
and
be
you know when they do that, they make the DL community populate more, and they grow more and more and more and more and more,
yeah,
because when it's like an underground secret. So and with I've always wanted somebody. I've never dated somebody that was like, I can't go with you to the movies. I can't go with you to the grocery store.
got to be
I
in
can't go with
secret.
you. I can't do that. I can't do that. I'm trying to eradicate the DL community instead of populate it. I can't do that. I cannot be with somebody, you pounding my guts out at 12 midnight, but I actually, let's go get some Baskin Robbins. You can't go. I can't do that. My transition won't let me transition like that. I can't do that, sister. I can't do that.
They love me publicly. And there
Love me
are men out
publicly.
here who will love publicly. My girl
Yes.
Hope Giselle is married also too. And she's found love. Misha here has found love. And you will see it on this season of Real Life and
You
Reality.
will. You will.
July 15th. Now, Misha, what can we
Take that
expect
thing off
from you
there.
this season, girl, on Real Life ATL this season?
Um, honesty. I this is my husband. Tell everybody hello. Hello.
Hi. Hello.
Um, our relationship, honest, open, transparent. My
Mm,
life, honest, open, transparent. Now, it does get messy now. And me being the only girl, I'm in everybody's business because I'm like, girl, what you, wait a minute, what you saying? Really? Oh my God. You know such and such that. So you know how girls are. So I'm in everybody's business. I'm in everybody's business. But they love me and I love them. It's just one cast member that I'm just done with. I'm just done. I have taken your apology. I have stood next to you in support. I have,
mm,
and this time he didn't do it to me. He did it to another trans person, and he said his well, what I got when it got to me, I watched the episode, and but when they asked him why did he do that, he said his mind and the Bible or something just told him to call the person for what they were. He called them for what they had, what he seen. He saw man, so he called them man. And I have talked to this person. I have instilled and tried to beat into this person. You don't have to call me a female. You don't have to call me a girl. You don't have to call me a woman. You ask you to do. If you tell me your name is Cupcake Sunshine, hey Cupcake Sunshine, how are you? You don't have to go into he, him, they. Well, you don't have to go into none of the pronouns. You ain't got to go into my lineage of what kind of African blood running through my veins. Just call me Mesha. And he has done it with two other people besides myself. And I'm not doing it anymore. I have trumped the fight. I got Trump supporters to fight. I got other people in the Oval Office to fight. I cannot fight a motherfucker that eat ramen noodles just like I eat ramen noodles when ain't no more food in the house. You know my motherfucking experience. You know what I'm saying? And you do it to antagonize. You do it because you are a nasty, filthy, disgusting human being. Because Misha, I have sat with you, and you did it to me when you first met me. You didn't know me from a can of fucking paint, and you. I'm not you, man, sir, him, they, it. What's your
mhm.
name? My name is Misha. How are you? Still trying to be ladylike. Still trying to absorb you. 3 sentences later, him, it, she, he. We have a big blow up on one of the episodes, and after the blow up, you asked to do a one on one with me. You did the one on one with me and you apologized. I'm never going to do it again. Granted, he hasn't done it to me again, but you did it to another trans person. So that means you haven't got it. No trans person deserves that. Not just
Not at
Misha.
all.
Nobody deserves that disrespect. And I'm just done. I'm just done with it. I'm done with him. I'm done. I wish you well. I don't love you from afar. I all I can say is I wish you well. I'm not praying for you. I'm not doing no good. No goodness will come from my being toward this person. You know.
And
Mm-mm.
and that's another thing. You cannot invalidate someone's existence. If they tell you to call them their name or call them, use the correct pronouns with them, you cannot invalidate someone's existence. And that was an issue that I had also with someone as well too. So I can relate to that, Misha, what you've been through and what the other cast members on that show have experienced as well too. Now, this is what my guests will do, and it blew my mind. Girl, when I tell you, one of my guests, he asked me before he came on with me doing an interview,
Hmm.
and he said, "What pronouns shall I call you?" I was taken aback, like,
Right.
that's what you should do. You
Right.
should ask someone, talk to someone. Education is free, it is your best friend. Talk to somebody, ask them. Misha,
I I look like
girl,
this going to work. I don't have on no makeup. I look like this going to work. And
it,
I'm
I
more
was taken
manly.
aback by it.
I'm more
Go ahead, I'm
manly
sorry.
now. I'm more manly now than I've ever been. I'm more manly now I've ever been. And I went to apply for an apartment, looking like no makeup. I probably had on a little brow. That's it.
Yeah,
Honey, I strutted up in there, gave because at that time I still had my born name. Gave her
yeah.
my stuff. She went in the bag. She took copies and all that, and she sat next to me. She said, "I just don't feel comfortable calling you this name." She was like, "What is?" And I was like, I was taken all the way back. She was like, "You are too feminine. You are too. Get this off your. Get this. Go do something about this." She said, "Don't ever show me that again. Get this off." And that's what made me get my name changed because
See,
I thought that getting my name changed was not a big deal, but it is. It is a big deal. Transition is a big deal. Validation is a big deal. Somebody calls you out of what you've given them calling you and you don't address it. That's a big deal. And I got on the person who he called out of their name. I told her, I said, girl, that's the last time I want to view you on any platform letting a piece of trash like that call you out your name. You don't stand for that. If you can get mad with your mama, your sister, your grandmother, and whoever else in your family, when you're going through your transition, you say, call me Stacy, and they call you your born name, which is John, and they call you John, and you get mad and isolate yourself from them. Why can't you do it to another motherfucker that you just met 6 months ago? Let them know too. If you don't abide by my rules in my life, you're no longer allowed. This is a gated community. The rules are on the gate. If you don't abide by the rules coming into this gate, you're not allowed to drive through this gate. You're no longer allowed to absorb me. You're no longer allowed to breathe the same air that I breathe. You're no longer allowed to engage in a conversation with me. And I have drilled and instilled this in this individual. This individual even told me, first time we met, we're arguing like we've been knowing each other since we were shooting marbles together. Well, my mama told me that's not the way that I should live or something to that effect. I said, I also know your mama probably told you there's one way to cook an egg, but there's not. So the rules that your mama have in her house, you can't bring that into the real world. That goes for her house. You can't bring that into the real world. And you're not going to throw what your mama told you to live by on me. Because my mama told me to slap the fuck out of motherfuckers if they continuously disrespect me. You're lucky I have not slapped the fuck out of you. And constantly do it. Every trans girl that comes on the platform, he did it to another girl named Manaya. She's on another show. She's on a reality show in Alabama. He did it to her. He's done it to me. He's done it to another girl on the singing reality show. Done it. Her name is Karma. He's done it to her. He's done it to Jayla. He's done it to me. This is your behavior. This is who you are. You are a nasty individual. So I throw nasty stuff in the garbage. I don't walk around caring for nasty people. I don't walk around giving nasty people the benefit of the doubt. I've given you all of that. So I'm done with it. I'm done with him. Like Thanksgiving turkey done, I'm done. Because it hurts that person. It hurts that person in their transition. It makes that if somebody is calling you a man and you don't went up in here and put on your best makeup, your best hair piece, your best dress, you done got yourself together the best of your ability, and somebody said, "Oh, that's a man." That shit hurts inside. You may not never show it. You may not never want to acknowledge it, but that shit does something to you on the inside, and he knows that because I told him that. He knows that, and I told him that.
You can't invalidate someone's existence. And if you go all the way back and you look in nature, because I believe people keep getting gender and sexuality mixed up
They do.
together.
They do. They do.
And it's just like, we're not a monolith. There are
Right.
so many facets of us in the LGBTQ plus community.
Yeah.
And what does it take for you to respect someone's pronouns? To
And you're
respect
going
someone, not
and you're
a
only going to be
thing.
around them for 5 minutes. You're only going to be around the person for 5 or 10 minutes. What does it take to say, "Hey, Misha, how you doing?" and go on about your business? What did they take from you to be considerate and courteous of that person's life? What does it take? It's not taking anything from you. Like you said, education is free. I just
And those are the ones we're going to have to leave behind on the plantation. I'm telling you, y'all. If
them the
they're
one
not willing to learn, go ahead. I'm sorry, Misha.
them the ones that's gonna throw us under the bus because they also think that we have a privilege. They think that trans ladies have a privilege. Maybe, and like I said, maybe we do have a pretty privilege. I'm not going to negate that. Maybe we do have a pretty privilege. Some of us have used our looks or whatever to get in. I'm not going to lie about that, but that's as far as it goes. We go through the same shit as a normal human being goes through. We get up and put our pants leg on one leg at a time, brush our teeth, wash our face. Welcome to the world. We do the same shit that y'all do. But I do agree. Some of us might do have a pretty privilege. We might can get a bigger cut of steak at the dinner table. We might could get an extra glass of Chardonnay for free. We use our pretty privilege for when it needs to be used. But don't get mad with me because I have one and you don't. But this individual has also said when he was younger, he would try on his mom, him and his friends were trying on mom's undergarments and stuff like that. So I'm thinking maybe in his mind he wanted to be trans and knew couldn't cut it, you know, because it's something deeper than you just spilling
Yeah.
out man when you see a trans person. It's something deeper inside.
Internalized
Yeah.
femphobia. And it's people in
That's what it's
our
called.
community, femphobia, femphobia, fear of anything that is feminine. And we've seen people, remember when Lil Nas X came out and how he first came out, he was dressed, what was his look? His aesthetic was the cowboy, right?
Right.
And then as he came out, remember the interview he did with Kevin Hart? Kevin Hart
Yeah.
basically gaslit him in that interview and said, "Why didn't you come out later?" And Lil Nas responded with this end quote. He said, "Well, why you know how the black community is. I couldn't just come out like that because we know being black and gay, it's like you gotta choose between the two.
Yeah.
Being black and trans, it's like you gotta choose between the two." And
Yeah.
Hope Giselle said this brilliantly. If I have to choose between my transness and my blackness, I won't do it because I am black first and I am
Yes.
trans. You will
Right.
not erase my existence or invalidate me.
Yeah. I just don't. And it's always, in my experience, it's always been a black gay man that didn't like me.
And it
Either
is a
it was,
division. I'm
yeah,
telling you, bro.
either it was because they liked the guy that I liked and they didn't know the guy was trans attracted, or you felt like I was doing too much because I go to a gay club here in Atlanta called Bulldogs. I know you heard of it.
I've
I'm in
heard of
Bull,
it.
baby. I'm in there, honey. I had to fight, but I'm in there. And my producer, Greg, he's been with me more times than not in there. And when I used to tell them these stories, I don't think they believed them. And now, since he has witnessed this, he's like, Misha, wow. All I can say is, wow. They really, they come out of themselves to disrespect me. Me, they come out all of themselves. Me, Greg, and my husband was standing in Bulldogs at the bar, at the dance floor, at the petition at the dance floor. This, me and my husband are very affectionate. We hugging, we kissing, we holding each other's hand. So you know what's going on.
Yeah.
This man looked at us for like 5 or 10 minutes. He just kept on watching us. Greg paid attention to it. I did, but I pretend like I didn't, but I really did. And Greg was like, "Why he keep on watching y'all like that?" I said, keep on watching. I knew the premise. I knew what was about to go on. He looked at my husband. "Hey, how you doing?" I said, "He's fine. He's wonderful. You know, absolutely fine. Why would you do that? Why would
No
you come
respect.
out? Why would you come out of yourself to disrespect me?" If I was like I was like I told the individual that we were talking about earlier, if I was who I was even 3 years ago,
Yeah.
you would never ever be able to disrespect another trans woman because I will beat you, so I will fight you on sight because people don't understand. I think when they see femininity, I think they see weakness. I think when they look at most trans people, they see weakness or any feminine entity. I think they see
Yeah.
weakness. You know, oh, I could run over them. I could push them out the line. They not gonna do nothing. I could flirt with their boyfriend. They not gonna say nothing. I could, you know, I could be in the front of their car and they trying to come out the driveway. They not gonna blow the horn. They see it as a weakness. And then when you stand up to them. Oh, girl, girl, you should act like a woman. You ain't don't know women act like that. So, like you said earlier, you damn if you do and you damn if you don't.
You think Madison cares? Madison don't care at all. She don't care. Madison does not care. Hope Giselle does not care. And I cannot remember her name. I cannot remember her name. I know she's good. Dominique Morgan. She
I
doesn't care either.
I have to look her up. I don't know her.
Dominique Morgan, she's good friends with T.S. Madison, and they did the Starter
Okay.
House together. She's one of the founders of
Okay,
the
yeah,
Starter House.
okay, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
that
okay,
Dominique.
okay.
That's something too. Y'all think that y'all can push over. It's femphobia. That's exactly what it is. You're fear of anything that is feminine, and it's on both sides, whether it's the trans side, our side, or the gay side, the LGBT side, bi, gay, whatever, whatever spectrum. Anything that is feminine is a threat to somebody. But there's a lot of hypermasculinity around here, and femininity shouldn't be a threat. We're not toxic. Toxic masculinity has always been the threat because of the violence, wanting to cause harm to people
Right.
just from existing, just from
Yeah.
being who they are. It's 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 not a problem, and it shouldn't be a problem.
Yeah.
So let people live and walk. If they want to put on mascara, let them put on mascara. If they
Let
want to
them
put
do
on
it.
a dress, then putting on a pair of jeans, let them do what they do.
Yeah.
Fashion, anything, freedom of expression is what it should be about. And that's what the community is about. And we talk about pride, that's pride.
And we
Letting
talk
people
about
walk in their
inclusion, that's
authenticity.
inclusion. We talk about
Exactly.
unity, that's unity. You know, and you're gonna when you see the episode, you're gonna be like, because it went from 0 to 1,000 in a second, like that. You know, and you'll see this person's toxicity from person to person, just going through the group, just trying to eat up anything, you know. And I said I wasn't having it. I wasn't taking it, you know. I wasn't having it. So you're gonna hear me screaming at the top of my lungs. You're gonna see probably a little boy coming.
We sometimes have to defend ourselves. And as
I,
Alvin just said in the comments, yes, you think Madison care about that? Any of us, we will stand up for ourselves. We will
it's
defend ourselves. And then they
it's
wanted to have the nerve and audacity to tell us, why don't you act like a lady? Why don't you act? We are ladies, yes, but we will check you if need be. And that
and
goes on either side of the spectrum,
and
male or female.
And what he told her was, your essence is a man, right? What do you know about my essence? What do you, I mean, when he told her, I was like, no, no. I just had this conversation with you a couple months ago. Don't do that. No. And Jayla is so sweet. And she said that he had been giving her, "Hey girl, how you doing? How you doing, girl?" Like all through the day. And just
Mm.
one time, it just popped and he just never stopped saying it.
That's disrespectful. That is utter borderline transphobia. It's something deeper, as you just said. It's
Of
something
course.
deeper. The same for Angela Stanton. The same for anybody who has a
Yeah.
hatred towards us. We're saying it with this administration. It's got to be something deeper. Like, who
It's
hurt you so bad that you would want to erase my existence or invalidate me as a person? I'm human too.
I don't think they see us as human. I don't I look at I look because I look at that individual that's on the show with me. I look at him as allegedly he has a drug issue, allegedly he has a sex issue. Um, I look at that person as you know how you look at somebody and you just see disaster,
Mm.
um, antagonizing, disrespectful. You don't love you because nobody told you you should love you first. You know, so all these bad things you picked up along the way. You you I think he was allegedly I think he was abused by his dad, I think. So
God.
you're carrying all that with you.
Trauma. And it goes, your past trauma is being impacted on, passed on to the next person. Everything that you've experienced.
Right,
Do y'all see how that
right,
domino effect
right,
trickles and works?
right.
You're passing your trauma on, everything that you've experienced, to the next person. Trust me, I know this all too well because I've been through a lot of trauma as well too. I've suffered from emotional abuse from one, so I know exactly what it is like to have to be on guard 24/7.
Right,
But you cannot put your pain onto other people, the
right,
pain that you've experienced. It's a you problem. That's the
right.
trauma you've experienced. And it wouldn't take a thing for you to be nice to somebody and just respect their pronouns.
He
That's all you got
said
to do.
one of the trans women that he disrespected, her name is Karma. And
Yeah.
he said he had seen Karma on the train dressed as a boy. So he could not respect her as a trans woman anymore because he's seen her dressed as a boy on the train that day. I said that does not have anything to do with you respecting her and calling her Karma. That does not have anything to do with it. You don't have, y'all think trans is a look. Trans is not a look. We feel like we look on the out. She might have been having a bad day. She might have had somebody, her dog probably just died. Or she probably just felt like putting on a t-shirt and sweats. She doesn't have to answer that to you. That's not your business. You know her as Karma. Why is it so hard for you to respect her as Karma? Why is it so hard for you to respect her as the girl that she told you she is? I don't have to show you anything. So that's why he says, or that was one of the reasons why he said he started misgendering her. I'm like, you are a bag of fucking shit.
Listen, there are days when I'm not, where me, Amisha is not going to look like this.
It's one of them
Listen,
right here. It's one of them right here for me.
I'm glammed up like a whole Barbie doll. Amisha's over here, fresh faced, looking beautiful as ever. And
I,
I mean, for me, listen, I do this for the show. I love makeup. I love hair. I love it. But when I'm home, my downtime, I'm looking like Mesha,
And if I want
glamorous,
to go to the
glowing,
grocery
without
store,
makeup.
and if I want to go to the grocery store and I see somebody that I know, I shouldn't have to run and hide from you because you're gonna misgender me.
Exactly. I'm still Miss Stevie to you.
I,
I am still Stevie to you. So respect me as such. Mesha is Mesha to you. Respect her as such. Respect anybody's pronouns as such. And yes, it is an identity.
so this reunion, we had the premiere party last night. It was amazing. We had the premiere party last night. That individual wasn't there, but I'm sure he's going to be there for the reunion. So I
Yeah,
gotta rehearse my reads, honey, because I'm gonna let into. I'm not. I'm not giving him no open door. I'm not giving him nothing because I. Mm-mm, mm-mm, mm-mm.
you got to stay tuned, y'all. July 15th is when real life ATL returns, but we needed to touch on this because this happens. We're not just getting it outside of our community from this administration. We're getting it in our community as well too. And if
Right in
we
the
do not
middle.
bridge that gap and work together, because y'all need trans black, y'all need trans women. You need us. This fight can't go on
It
without
can't.
us.
It cannot.
Stonewall didn't happen from it wouldn't have happened from the plight of and the work of Marsha P. Johnson and Sylvia Ramirez. These two trans women. One is a trans woman of color, Sylvia Ramirez, black trans woman, Marsha P.
Yeah.
Johnson. And if these two women wouldn't have went out here and caused the noise
Where will
and
we
brought
be now?
awareness,
Where will we be now?
thank you. There would be
And
no pride.
like some states are trying to eradicate the T from LGBTQIA plus. They're
A
trying to
shame.
take the T, like they are really on us.
You know
Yeah,
what, JT? I love JT from the City Girls. She was asked about what's going on with the current administration. How does she feel? And she said that's she I'm gonna just say it how she said it. She said that's fucked up. That's fucked up that you would take away somebody's rights. And
yeah.
JT was right. Why would you take away someone's humanity who's not even posing a threat to you? Trans people are here to make the economy great. Immigrants are here to make the economy great. And you
You
want to erase
remember?
our mere existence.
You remember? I don't know how old you are, but I remember when they were paying immigrants to come to America. They were giving them
Oh,
grants
yeah.
and giving them stimuluses and stuff to come here and help the economy build. And now it's a crime for those third or second generation of people to be here. I don't get it. It's mind blowing.
But we're living in a time where it's hatred towards anything that is brown in this country. Why do you hate black people and immigrants so bad when we've done nothing? Because George Bush, and I'm not a fan of him at all, he said that immigrants are here to make the economy great. They are working, and by them working, do y'all see that graph, that line? My guest Tony DeMille mentioned it yesterday. That line went sky high. Boop, 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 boop.
Yeah.
That's because they're here to work and do the jobs that you won't do. Laying the tile. They're
The
in
garbage
hotels.
truck, the
They're
garbage.
everywhere.
They I had looked at a clip on Instagram. I think every president except Trump congratulated immigrants, opened the door for immigrants to come here, wanted
Oh,
immigrants
God.
here legally. Every everybody except Trump. And Trump, you started off saying illegal immigrants. That was another blanket statement. You want
Dog whistle.
everybody.
Girl, he does dog whistle politics. So he will say things like, they're poisoning the blood. Oh, they're eating the cats. They're eating the. He will do dog whistles. Donald Trump is, and it puts the black person or a person in color's life in danger.
Right.
Just from him saying that one thing, it's the
Yeah.
blacks, it's the immigrants.
Yeah. Because they believe the mass majority of people believe it. They believe it. They believe everything that this man says. They believe it. Now, I grant you, out of all those immigrants that you've taken, probably only 100 of them were murderers or killers or child molesters or whatever. But look at the millions that you took over there to get to that 100. Look at the millions of immigrants that you took over there who had cars, jobs, lived in bank accounts and this, that, and the other. Let's say 3 million. Probably only 50 to 100 of them were career criminals or criminals if that. So look at all the other lives that you have destroyed just to get to that 100. I just don't understand it. I just don't.
Hatred always wins. White supremacy always wins. And this
Unfortunately.
is where we are. And we're going to continue to keep fighting it, calling it out, being on the front lines. And again, it's time for us in the queer community. Because you're going to need trans women. T.S. Madison is out here on the front lines for
And that girl
us.
needs some help. She's tired. That girl needs some help.
She
Because
can't
when
do it by herself.
she can't do it by herself. She cannot. She can't. It's a lot. The whole gay community on one person's shoulders. She got a fat ass, but it ain't that fat to hold all us up there. You know? That girl needs some help.
You got Hope Giselle. You got people like T.S. Madison, of course. We gave Maddie her flowers
I
enough. I
love
had the
her.
pleasure of
I love
sitting
her.
down with Craig and Chi Chi, and I had such a great time. Madison, I'm still trying to sit down with her. I'm trying to get her to come on the show, but I applaud her. We applaud our sister for doing what she's doing
I do. I
and
do.
breaking these molds, getting in mainstream, making noise, letting people know that, hey, I'm black, I'm trans, and it's something new coming in Hollywood.
Right.
At a time where we were not represented, she was the blueprint for us. If not
Remember,
her, then Laverne Cox.
remember our representation used to be a white guy with his shirt tied up in a knot in the front with tight pants on with his thing to the side. That was our representation. That was their representation of gay. A white dude with a shirt tied up in a knot with tight jeans on with his bird hanging to the side.
And it's just like it's so much more than that in the LGBTQ plus community. We're not a monolith. We're different in each and every way. And that's what's so
Yeah.
unique about us. It's
Yeah.
like going into an ice cream shop and seeing different flavors of ice cream. You got every part of the collective, the LGBTQ collective.
Yeah.
And we're not a monolith. Our styles are different. Our tone, our delivery is different. Our creativity
Our
is so
history,
unique.
our backgrounds, our
Yes.
transitions, our everything is different. It's like a bag of M&Ms. You shake it up and I might get a yellow one this time. I might get a green one this time. It's like taste the rainbow. Whew.
And that's what it's about. Real life reality says we love you, Mesha. We do. And I had a fabulous time.
Thank
So
you.
we did, I'm probably assuming 2 hours worth of conversation. And real life, you will be added as a collaborator in this as well as Misha. But
Thank you.
before we close out this discussion, Misha, what advice would you give to young girls that are watching us both, that are young people in general that are coming into their own, discovering themselves and who they are?
Don't don't do it alone. Get a mentor. Go
Yeah.
and find or go and seek out a older trans girl that you can look up to, you know, and listen. Listen to what they say. Listen, not with your ears, but with your mind's eye. Listen. If a trans girl tells you, don't do this, don't do it. Don't think that every time somebody says no, it's to cut you or to make you think that they're jealous of you or whatever. You know, it's a lot of stuff that I should have done that older trans girls told me to do, and I didn't, and I regretted it when I did do it. So go out there and seek somebody who you look up to and you admire and you not want to be like, but you do want to emulate. Because I think every trans girl wants to have a nice car, a nice house, a husband, probably some kids and a dog. So you go out and you seek that and love your life. Love your life. Love being trans. Love being who you are. Love being gay if you're gay. Love being a feminine gay boy if you're a feminine gay boy. Love all of you. Love every inch of you, from every follicle on your hair to every piece of DNA under your feet. Love you. Love you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I will
You
add
know.
on to what Misha just said as well too. DKLA 1220 says OMG New Orleans in the house. Welcome, DK. Thank you, baby, for joining. You missed a great conversation. You have to watch it from beginning to end. I'm going to conclude today's show with the final thought as well too, adding on to what Misha said. There is no final thought, but to anybody out there who's discovering themselves, any young person in the LGBTQ plus community, just know that your existence is valid.
It is.
Let me tell you, your existence is valid. They will try to invalidate you. They will try to make you feel as though you're not supposed to be welcome in these rooms and in these spaces. But guess what? You are supposed to be there. And one of the affirmations that I say to myself every morning is your presence in a room is palpable. Your presence in the room is palpable. And I want each and every one of us in the LGBTQ plus community to know that when we feel like we have been oppressed, when we feel like they're trying to silence us or remove us or erase us, your existence is valid. You deserve to be there.
You
You
do.
work to be there. To any young LGBT member of our community that is coming up, discovering themselves, I want you to know that you are loved. Even if there are family members that give up on you, that walk out of your life. This is where ballroom culture comes in because we have learned as queer people how to create our own families. Just through the strength of creativity, we've learned to create our own families through ballroom culture, through us aligning ourselves with like-minded people. This is me and Misha's first time meeting. How I met her, how I found out about Misha because I'm a real life and reality fan. I watched the show. Kwanzaa. Kwanzaa was one of the first Black trans women that I've interviewed, and Misha was the second. And I met Misha when Mr. Ruffin, when Gregory sent me the line up. I said, okay, I'm gonna get with this. I love her. I haven't met her. I haven't talked to her. So today was actually our first time meeting, and y'all witnessed that. So I love her the same way I love Kwanzaa and all of my other trans
Oh, I
sisters.
love you too. I love you
And
too.
shout outs to my girl T.S. LaKendra as well too. Love her also. All of my trans sisters out here who are doing something, who are out here making it known. Your existence is valid. They want to erase us, but you know what Jamie Foxx said? The more they try to erase, guess what? You can't erase queer history. You can't erase queer people, and you can't erase Black. So I'm going to say this to anybody who's feeling like their existence is invalid or uh, you don't deserve to be in a room. You do deserve to be there. You've worked to be there. But Jamie Foxx said this as well too. Jamie Foxx says they can try to erase, but guess what? We're gonna replace. You
Right.
can't erase our lineage, our history, our DNA. As far as queer people, as far as Black people, we are the blueprint. You can never erase us. We will always be here. How dare you try to invalidate someone's experience, someone's uh, their thoughts, their feelings. And I want you all to remember that. So I'm going to close the show out with that. But Misha, it was such a pleasure meeting you. And I would love, Gregory, you got to set something up with me and Misha again. I had a fabulous time. I love her.
And I love
And
you.
this was such a great time. I needed this. We have one of your co stars coming on the show next week on the 17th. He will be here, and I'm super excited. Joining me next week also on the show, and this will be on the 17th. We have Country Boy Kiki. He will be joining me.
Yes.
Yes, he'll be
Yes.
coming on the 17th. But joining me tomorrow, we have J. Mardreese Henderson. So make sure you guys tune in. But Mesha, let everyone know where they can follow you at, my sister. And we're definitely going to keep in touch. Fear not. You got your husband, you got me. We just met today. And I'm not backing down. I told people that I am not taking my size 11 stiletto off of Donald Trump's neck if it's the last thing that it gets me. He puts no fear into me. So let everyone know where they can follow you at.
You can follow me. You can follow me on Instagram, Robinson underscore Misha. You can follow me on Real Life Reality. That's the show. My producer Gregory Ruffin. He has all my contact information, and I loved every second of this interview. And I thank you so much for having me.
You are so welcome, girl. And we're going to keep in touch as
We
well.
will.
You let me know if you need anything, any advice, anything. The same here, vice versa. You keep in touch
Right.
with me.
Yes.
So, Fashion Dolls,
Trans
real life and
powers
reality.
activated. Trans powers
Yes,
activated.
that's right. July 15th, real life. And real life ATL will be premiering. So make sure you guys head on over and subscribe to Real Life and Reality on YouTube. Check it out. Make sure you follow this beautiful woman under me. Make sure y'all go and support her and support the show. We need more and more shows that showcase. Not we love the drama, yes, but also showcase us working, hustling, our grind, our passions as well too.
Yes.
So I love you all, Fashion Dolls. I want y'all to be safe, and I will see y'all tomorrow. Take
Love
care.
you.
Love you too, girl, and it was such a pleasure meeting you.
Same here.